sapphire crystal that's on the back. Can you see it moving? Let me see if I can give that a spin. Don't go away. There it is. It takes a little bit, but you can, sorry about the light, but you can see that almost that wheel style rotor. And the motion of your body is going to power the watch. Let me slip it on my wrist. I want you to tell me what you think, because I think it's absolutely stunning. Corum is just one of the watch brands that, again, it's one of those aspirational brands that people really aspire to. It's one of the brands people really love. It's one of the brands people really, really want. And I think you can see here that the pop of color, the bright work that is all the way through is absolutely stunning. And Jenny, what do you like best about this? When you see this, is it the color? Is it the shape of the case? I mean, both of those items really, it does. It has very much like it's a supercar look to it. Yeah, it really does. It, you know, just as we were talking earlier about some of the watches really pull up images of luxury, of escape, of almost a different world. This is one of the watches that does that for me. I mean, I think this just has such an incredible look to it that I don't want this to get away from folks and just, you know, think, wow, that's a really nice watch. It's $3,700. It's a $12,000 watch. I mean, that to me is just absolutely incredible that we even have access to this. And you have an opportunity to get it. Now, it has the Corum proprietary CO132 movement on the inside. That's a 39 joule automatic movement. It's an all Swiss made watch, and believe it or not, with all of that luxury, it still has 300 meters of water resistance. So this is not a watch that you have to be afraid to take on vacation. Wherever you want to go, it's ready to go. The dodecagon shape of that is exactly that look that you recognize from a distance. Why? Because it is so connected to Corum. It's just one of the ones in the Admiral Cup series that when you see it, I think it looks great. Go ahead and take a peek. I would wear this anywhere with no apologies. Remember, this is a $12,000 watch. $12,000. And you're able to get it for $37.99. Now, if you're thinking $3,799, yes, I would do it, but that's a lot of money. I want you to imagine going to the bank and saying, I need $3,800. I don't want to sign any paperwork, and I don't want to make any payments for another month, and I want to be able to take the product I'm getting right away without having to pay it off in full, and I don't want to pay any interest. That's not going to happen. But you're able to do that with us. When you call us and say, I'm going to put this on my credit card, the $760 goes on your card, we send the watch out the next business day. It's a $12,000 watch for $37.99, and we'll even pay for shipping. And if you get it home and perchance you have buyer's regret, have no fear, you can send it back and we'll even pay for the shipping for it to come home. This is one of the best values in the program, $9,000 off the retail price. So I want you to consider this for your collection. 292130 will get you this incredible Corum for your collection. Jenny, I want this watch. I'm serious. I do not want the evening to get away without you at least having a glimpse of the Matador. This is an incredibly beautiful watch. It is a limited edition piece. Realize that there are only 200 of these. Hey, guys in the control room, how many of these watches do we have left? Because we can't have many. They're going to look it up for me right now. This is one of those watches that we have created ourselves. It is a limited edition piece. There is only 300 for the planet. 200 for the planet, and that is 200 of the silver tone, 200 of the gold tone. And then that's it. We're done. They're breaking the molds. There won't be any more. And I don't want you to miss out on this because I own this watch. It is one of my favorite watches. It is comfortable. It is easy to wear. It's one of the watches that I cannot believe that they did such a limited run. And you're able to get it for $349. That's it. $349 is going to get you the Matador, and you will not, I promise you, you will not regret it. It is an absolutely beautiful timepiece. It is comfortable to wear. It's big, but it is one with a lot of style. Remember, it's got a secondary time zone, and one of the things I love about this watch is there's only 100 or so of these left. So please do not let it get away from you. It's like I said, you're not going to see these offered again. Once they're gone, we will design something else and you can have a different watch. But if this is one that sticks out to you, then I'm going to suggest that you go ahead and make that call. Remember, if you change your mind, you always shop with confidence from us. It's a 42 Joule automatic, 44 hours of power reserve. It's a 46 millimeter case. It has the 2HR851 movement inside, and there's still 50 meters of water resistance. Yes, that's a Sapphitech crystal on there, so you know it's going to be incredibly scratch resistant. All right, folks, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you're going to have to act on this one. What a great gift idea. Coming up right behind that, friends and family, the Technomarine. Boy, I wish Duran was here right now because he knows the entire, in fact, he knows the entire Technomarine family. It's kind of funny. You start talking about Gucci, it's like, oh yes, we used to have coffee all the time together. I love the fact that he has such a great history in the watch world. And Technomarine is just one of those companies that starts out and just blows everybody out of the water, you know, having history back into France. And when you started having all of the rich folk who had all of their high-end watches, when they wanted a play watch, there was no durable water-resistant watch. And here's one with a 200 meters of water resistance and a unirotating bezel, which means it's an official dive watch. But they were also known for not just doing a Swiss-made watch with Technomarine, but also they would throw diamonds in there, or they would use accents with gold, or they would do something that you just go, okay, that's what you do with a luxury watch, not a dive watch, not a play watch. So when the rich and famous wanted a play watch that certainly had the goods to make no apologies, they would go for Technomarine. And of course now it's taken it so that it is one of those luxury watches. It's one of the ones people aspire to own. And you don't have to aspire to own this. It is right here with us right now at a price that almost anybody can grab a hold of. And of course, with our stress-free payments, it's even easier. $279.99. That's all it takes in order to get this watch home. Now, if you don't want to go ahead and put that full price out, then just go ahead and put it on our stress-free payments because it's only $56. To get this home. And look at this. You have a 3-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, a continuously operating sweep hand, as well as a chronograph function with a secondary minutes totaler there at the 10 o'clock position. Love that watch. And if, by the way, go ahead and check out our website. We have like 67 Technomarine watches on there. But we think this is a great value tonight, and this is being offered at $279.99. $474 is what it'll be at midnight tonight. Jenny, is it Sunday? It is Sunday. Just to let you know that we are broadcasting live. It's just 5 minutes till 7 Eastern Standard Time here in beautiful Miramar, Florida. You're watching Swiss Watch International's World of Watches, and we're broadcasting live, and we want you to get this beautiful Technomarine watch. It's a 40 millimeter, which is a great size for either a gentleman or a lady. But if you like this Technomarine, let's take a look and see what we have. Albert, what else do you have back there? Oh, I have seen this one live before. You need to be in here because look what's up on look what we've got. My very special guest is popping back over with us, and we are it is Technomarine. And there is so much history here. We were just chatting about, the folks who had their watches of means, but then they have that great ability to have their play watches. And what was one of the favorite watches to go on holiday, to bounce around with, it would be the great Technomarine watch. And this 45 millimeter UF6 chronograph really does look great. I think it's one of the watches that you will easily find to be very comfortable to be a part of your collection, and you don't want this one to get away from you. And remember, it's a $1,300 watch. Duran, we've taken $1,000 off of the price.
Unbelievable.
Now let me make sure we've got you all wired up and good to go. We're going to check right now. But yes, this is so incredible.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, great. We've got him live back in the studio because before we got away, I want you to see this. This is just a mention.
Wow.
This is a Technomarine that sells
a beauty.
for Swiss-made $1,300 watch. We somehow have taken $1,000 off the price to make it $319. Now, what's the history with Technomarine? You were telling me this when we were...
Techno's a great story. Techno's a great story. Techno was started by someone who was not in the watch industry, funny enough. He was a advertising executive, French, originally. And he had this vision to create a sports watch that utilized diamonds on a diving watch.
Now, that just was not done. When you say that, we see that now.
No, you don't have, that was a completely,
I want you to think about,
new idea.
You know, back in 1981, when Hublot first went to the Basel Watch Fair, and they created the natural rubber strap that they took 3 years to develop.
Right.
People just passed by the booth because nobody used rubber on a luxury watch.
Rubber was not. You're talking about Swiss also, which is, you know, you don't make drastic changes in that world. You know, everything is thought out very, very deeply. But you know what? These are very interesting developments. Technomarine was something that he was able to start a new trend in the watch industry. This is very rare for someone to come out from outside the industry and create a watch that became so popular, especially with the who's who in France. It really started, his tilling ground to create the brand was the south of France. And
is that an easy group to break into?
You have to be French, and you've got to know, you've got to be in, you know? And that's what he had. So not anybody could have walked in and done something like that. You have to be like Flynn in that category of people. He was able to create this brand and then put it on their wrists, and they bought it and they wore it, and they created that whole cachet about this watch being this watch being something unique and different and new. And from there, it went worldwide. It went worldwide, and it became a hit. It was amazing.
It's amazing to me that a watch brand that I have literally just within my lifetime watch excel to that echelon that people aspire to have it, and now we're taking $1,000 off the price.
You know what? It blew up. I remember this company blew up in the first show that they showed in Las Vegas. The retailers, the jewelers, literally stood in line as if they were selling donuts, and they waited in line to place their order to the company, and the company already had a pre-written order for them. It was a $25,000 order, and these retailers just had to sign on a dotted line, and they became dealers. And there was never a situation like that where there would be a line outside somebody's booth waiting to get in to sign on a dotted line and give them $25,000 so they can buy their watches. It was crazy. But this is a company that has an amazing, amazing history. Beautiful too. It's fun.
I love the fact that you can do that kind of history lesson.
Yeah.
And yet we have the watch right there that people would have waited in line back in the day. You don't have to wait in line. You just have to pick up the phone or go online, and $1,000 off the retail price for that Technomarine. Believe it or not, we're in the second hour of the program. We're so glad you joined us.
Already?
Yeah, believe it, it's going to go by fast. You are watching Swiss Watch International's World of Watches.
I might come back.
And we are delighted. My name is Wiley, and with me tonight is...
Doron Basha. And you got my name spelled wrong, guys. It's D-O-R-O-N, not A-N. Ay, ay, ay. What am I going to do with you? What? Look at that right there. Wait. That's wrong right there.
Do you realize how long I was Jim Skelton up there? I had to grow a goatee just so people would watch.
Oh, that's why you grew the hair.
Yeah, just so people wouldn't get confused.
Okay.
Now,
Twitter. Say Twitter.
You know what? Right there. Next
There it is.
week, because we are broadcasting live, next week we're going to have our Twitter feed live up and running because it's going to be incredible once we're able to have that interaction with you guys once again. In fact, I've already had people on my cell phone texting me going, we can't wait for Megan to come back. I'm sorry. It's true.
Thank you. Kill him.
I know. Well, no.
Kill him.
No, I am just, all I'm here is to hand Megan the watches.
Listen, I'm not a chick. Of course he's not going to be as happy with me. What are you talking about? I'm not blonde.
Well, I have to say
I'm
that
not blonde.
the stilettos you're wearing look fantastic, though.
I would worry if I were you. They might want two blondes here instead of
Well, that's
us.
exactly
You know,
right.
a couple of hairy guys with hairy wrists.
Well,
What are we doing here? I don't even know what we're doing here.
What we did, you know, when Carly was on the show last night, she was fantastic. I mean, she is like a supermodel.
She's brunette, so.
But yes,
she's
but you
tall.
know,
She's
but
a
she
tall
has
girl.
the international
Amazing.
look.
Beautiful girl.
Absolutely, and
Yes.
she truly has done a great job for this company. And I know that you are stepping in, folks. You need to know that this man has 34 years in the watch world, going back to, I want to say, the days of your youth.
Not that old. Come on.
He started
was
as a
5
small
when I
child,
started,
an
that's all. I was
apprentice
just
even,
5 years old.
Right in the crib, cobbling out watches. But you've had such a history there.
Yeah, I've seen
That,
it all.
I mean, it was just amazing. As we were talking about Gucci watches earlier, suddenly it was like, yes, Mr. Gucci, I remember. And it's just that kind of history and connection, I think, just gives you a bit of insight into some of the brands that we may be
I
bringing
love this
to
industry.
you.
It's a great industry.
I mean, isn't it wonderful? It's a
wonderful
small,
industry. Really,
tight
it's
group.
a small group of people, and they create everything. It's an amazing thing.
And one of the things that he's going to be doing with us, for us, and for you, is taking World of Watches to places it's never been, because we are truly going to be the World of Watches for you. We're going to be the clearinghouse of all that great information that you're looking for, as well as the great values. Speaking of which, we'll show you a few of great values coming up in this next hour, and you feel free to tell us what you think of some of these things. And he doesn't know what's coming up either. This is going to be just as much as a surprise, because the folks off camera right now are actually pulling from the vaults what you're going to be seeing, and sometimes it's a surprise to us. So if graphics aren't always up there, it's because we're making them literally as we're broadcasting here live. Let's show you a few things coming up right now.
Ebel.
Ebel.
Wow. Ebel.
Yes, no?
Great company. Great company. Ebel.
Since
currently-
1911, and they call
1911.
themselves the architects of time.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great.
What can you tell us a little bit about Ebel?
You know, Ebel was always true to their mono brand design. I mean, Ebel, if you look at the first Ebel that was designed and you look at this Ebel that's on the screen right now, you will see the DNA of the design of the brand. They always stay true to the original design that they created. It's this shape that is very, very recognizable. And the reason you want this out there is because when you wear an Ebel, just like some of the other classic Swiss brands out there that are mono brand, meaning, you know what I mean by mono brand. The styling is very mono. It's mono throughout the whole collection. They just changed the watch around in a couple of different variations.
Movado with the what's
Movado
now
with
considered
dot,
the
right?
yes.
Hublot again.
Yes.
Hublot has that look. It's that
Yes.
case. It's that but larger, smaller. You
Rolex
know,
tends to stick
exactly.
with their Oyster collection very strongly.
The reason this is important is because you can tell the brand from across the room. That's the key to the whole thing. That when you wear this watch in a restaurant and somebody looks at your wrist and they know Ebel, they'll know that's an Ebel from 20 feet out.
Do you know what?
That's the key to it.
I love cars. And one of
Yeah.
the things that someone said is a hallmark of a great design in a car is if you were to take its silhouette in black and put it on a
Right.
white piece of poster board.
Perfect.
If you look at a Porsche 911,
Yeah,
you can
you'll
tell.
know.
A
Absolutely
Mustang,
right.
you
Yeah,
can
the
tell.
profile, you can tell,
A
exactly.
Corvette, you can
Yes.
tell. There's just certain looks. A Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
that's a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
There are certain shapes in the watch world.
Yeah.
I mean, like when our Blue Genève, which is a Swiss legend, you can tell they've pulled for a little bit of the Corum DNA with that shape of the case
Right.
to just let you know that
Very well said.
we're moving up.
Very well said. Exactly
And
right. Yeah, very well
this
said.
is one of the watches. I have like a top 10 list of if I could only own one watch, would
Yeah,
this
is it.
suffice?
Yeah.
Here's an
You know what? If
all-Swiss-
you're a true collector, Ebel is a watch. It's a must-have. Yeah, it's got a great heritage, and they do beautiful, beautiful watches. They really do.
Well,
And
the
what
pri-
is that? How much is that?
This was what is the list price on this?
What was that list price? Okay, well, let's fix that, because you need to understand the retail value of this watch before you buy it, and this is an amazing value.
That is one of the moments that when I saw this watch and I put it on, I really felt the luxury of the construction, the feel of the watch.
It's one of the most comfortable watches you can wear.
And then
they
Megan
do an amazing
yes.
thing. Everything, the part of the architecture that they're talking about is the feel of the watch. It's always very well balanced. The bracelet's always very comfortable. There's never any sharp edges. Everything is really, really nice on the fingertips.
And you can
see it on that bracelet. Look at that bracelet. They've always made beautiful, beautiful bracelets where it's like water. It flows.
You know, and you'll appreciate this, there are, on the high-end watches, they're rarely what I call hair pullers. Because there are certain ones you put them on and you go, oh, it's snagging.
Yeah.
This is a watch that I would wear every day.
It's beautiful.
We'll show you that live in just a few minutes.
That's a beautiful
We love that watch, and we'll get you the full retail price so you can see the true value.
How many of those do you have?
I'll have them check. Would you, gentlemen in the control room, or ladies back there, would you please check to see how many of the Ebels that we have?
That is beautiful.
Coming up right behind the Ebel. Oh.
This is your unique watch. Graham, British.
Why do you like Graham so much?
Very unique company because it's British. There's not that many British companies out there now. It's still Swiss made, but this company was launched. There was a time in the history of watchmaking that London was a location for watchmakers.
Really?
They were making clocks out there. This is in the 1800s, I suppose, 1800s.
Well, you know, they go back to 1695.
They go to 1600s, don't they?
1695.
Yeah, they do.
So you're saying that by the time that Graham had really established itself, by the mid-1700s, it had really turned London into...
Yeah, there were two companies. It was Graham and Arnold and Sons, and they were the two big watch companies in England that not only made watches, but they were into the clocks. You know, the clock. Arnold and Son made the clock on
the Elizabeth Tower. Yeah, where Big Ben, the bell is, of course.
Exactly. So that's a big watch. It's a massive watch out there, and that's a British made, and that thing is very old. It's from the 1700s.
Did you know they've recently, at Queen Elizabeth's 60-year jubilee, renamed the tower for her? It's now the Elizabeth Tower.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And that
Elizabeth Tower.
And of course, Big Ben is the bell inside. Which
I like the old name better.
I do too.
I like the old name better. Yeah.
But it's just.
That's a chick flick.
She will write you. If she's watching right now, she will call.
It'll be nice if she calls in.
We are not amused.
How dare you? How dare you?
I love this watch because that trigger style on there, nobody else does this.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I mean, this is funny. You look at this watch, you say, what is going on? What is going on with that watch? Why is the crown on the wrong side? And what is that lever? So that's very interesting. The crown is on it's on the wrong side because of that lever. Because if you wore it on the right side, you're gonna drill a hole in your wrist every time you move your wrist. So it has to be in the back.
I have some online friends, because one of the things about the benefit of being on this show is you make some wonderful friends out there. And I love when you find me on Facebook or we get a chance to chat. Some folks will give us a call. Hopefully we get to call in here soon.
Soon we'll get the phone in here?
You were talking
You announced it before we even announced it.
I'm going to go ahead and, we're going to move it forward.
The aspirational issue here is get the phone in here.
Keep talking about it. One of the things that I love is you were talking about how personal a watch is. Would you say that a Graham watch or a Hublot or any of these watches that we're showing right now in the higher end, what was it you said? Nobody needs a watch?
Nobody needs a watch. You're not buying a watch because you tell time.
Did you know that the president of the company just somewhere just fell right,
We're not selling watches. Nobody's making watches because you need to tell time. Yeah. You can tell them, before the iPhone, which tells you the time, you could have bought a Timex for $10 and then told perfect time. It actually was very accurate.
So why buy a watch? Why are we here?
Because these are beyond time teller. This is the reflection of your values, your personality, who you are, what you reflect to the people out there, your friends and people who want to get to know you. When they see the watch in your wrist, it tells them something about you. You're sending a personal message into the choice of watch you wear on that day even. because you can be a watch collector, and if you're going to go into a boardroom and you need to have that power watch to get a message across on a subliminal level to the guys you're negotiating with, that you know what the hell's going on, you can wear that, Patek Philippe, or you can wear that, tripped up Breitling, or whatever it is you might want to suggest who you are to that person. If you're going on a date, you don't want to scare her. You want to give her a little understated. You have style, you have class.
Jenny just perked up when you said scare. She's like, no, I'm looking for the watch. I want to see a high-end watch. I want to see nice shoes, a nice car,
bling,
and take me to
the bling is what's going to speak. But that's another thing. There is a company that had an amazing run, which is. Jacob and Company was the bling.
Yes,
right? Jacob and Company.
Absolutely.
So when you wore a Jacob, a lot of the rapper community loved that watch because it reflected their values. It reflected who they were.
Sure.
So
that I've arrived. This is success.
That's it. I'm here, and you got to deal with me, and I know what's going on. I've got the money to spend also. So every watch has a story to tell. Is about you personally.
So when you see a Graham watch, just right off the cuff, what do you think of the individual who walks in wearing a Graham watch?
You're an individual. You're very confident in your choices, and you're not afraid to make a statement that is very unique and personal. And you're not necessarily following the crowd. You're not just following a trend. You are making personal choices based on something that is on a watch that is very powerful and very unique. And this watch is that. Graham is a very interesting watch. Not necessarily something that would be recognized by everybody, but it will be recognized by the right people, because it is a very aspirational watch, and certain people know about this brand. So this is someone who's very confident about his choices, and who appreciates high quality and yet individual uniqueness. This is a very individual and unique company. So that lever there, I mean, you can see everything is proportionately. It's not necessarily the most proportional watch. It's aggressive. It's a little bit on the aggressive side, And that lever,
it feels so luxurious.
It does. It does.
And the back of the watch is that beautiful etching on the back of the Greenwich Observatory. You think Greenwich Mean Time or GMT,
which is a British. Greenwich Mean Time is in England, and that's where you establish the world time.
And that's etched on the back. There's a partial exhibition back where there's a small circle on the back of sapphire glass that allows you to see the beating heart of the watch, and the rest of it is this hand etching. We'll show you the watch in just a minute.
I'd love to see that.
But it's such a classic piece.
And it's not up on the screen yet, and I'd love to see it in person. But
that
dial is very, very beautiful. A very understated color, unique. Again, that beige is very, very in today. It's the perfect color for today.
So, Albert, do we have any more in the preview? Or are we going into our first watch? What would you like to do? First watch. Let's see what we've got on our very first watch right now. Which one? Oh,
we got it right here.
Well, let's just start out with something really nice. Do you like Breitling?
So Breitling, I'll tell you a little story. I love Breitling, and again, this is one of the few solidly owned independent companies in Switzerland. It's still independently owned. It's not owned by one of the groups. Yeah, not owned by Richemont or by Swatch. This is an independent brand, and it is a very, very powerful brand and very successful, because you cannot really. It's very, very difficult to survive today as an independent brand in Switzerland, because you've got mega.
Why?
Because you've got groups, like for instance, Richemont, that owns Cartier and owns IWC. Owns an additional 12 to 14 other brands. These groups are powerful juggernauts, and they own all these brands, and they can knock out or buy an independent brand at any moment. So to stay independent is a testament. You're doing something right, And I'm sure this company has been offered to be purchased quite a few number of times, but it's a very, very profitable company. And very unique company, and it stays independent. We'll see how long that might last, but today it is. And again, aspirational from the we were talking about the fact that Breitling is an aeronautically inspired brand, and they were making instruments for the aeronautic industry for.
So how well have they done? I want you to take a peek at that for a second before I push it back up to the camera for everyone to take a peek. with them having such a heritage in the aviation industry, how well have they done with this very nautical, the super ocean watch? How do you think they've done here? Because here's a very serious dive instrument.
Well, I'll tell you
What are your thoughts?
One thing about I'll hold it up here. One thing about this particular design and this particular style is that
nice.
there we go. Show that is that this watch, this style is actually one of the
Now this looks fantastic with what you're wearing. I mean, that just stands out.
It's a very, very strong
I'm
watch.
wearing a sort of all muted, blacked out Hublot,
Right.
a wonderful watch, but look how that pops against that.
Right. So this is a very, very masculine watch. It's very powerful. It sends a strong message of power, knowledge, and professionalism. This actually is at $62.45, which is the list price, is considered to be their price point. This was brought out as a price point to allow the average consumer to be able to get into a Breitling at a value. And here you have it at $35.99, which is roughly half, a little bit less than half, is an amazing value. I don't know how many you have of this watch. I don't think it's going to last. This is one of the best.
Our buyers are able to get, when they get the Breitlings in, we only get a handful at a time because there's no way that we can get from any large source massive amounts of these and then be able to just sell, because Breitling would probably keel over that we're selling their watch at half. Please notice that you have got a three-hand configuration with the hour, the minute, a continuously operating sweep hand at the 9 o'clock position, and that secondary sweep hand that's locked in at the 12 is for your chronograph. Now this is a 44 millimeter case. You have counters at the 9 and 3 o'clock position. That's the B23 movement inside, and there's 42 hours of power reserve in there. 200 meters of water resistance, and of course with that bezel and with that level of water resistance, this is the perfect dive watch. It's a 25 joule automatic. It's 16.2 millimeters thick, and you even have a date complication at the 6 o'clock position. Of course, being that sapphire crystal, you're gonna have a hard time damaging that.
That's hard. It's a hard. I actually wanted to work for this company early on when they first brought the distribution to the United States. I interviewed them. I really wanted to work for them because they were, at the time, chronograph was not really the thing that was popular. Thin watches, thin quartz watches in the 80s was the popular item, and Breitling was completely the antithesis of this. They were chunky chronograph
But look how
watches.
good that looks.
And I loved it. I wanted to sell this watch, and I interviewed with them, and I did not get the job. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Now hold it up just as you. I'm going to put it on actually because I'm going to take the Breitling. I want you to just look at. I love this bracelet.
Yeah, this bracelet is a very comfortable bracelet. It's a great water-resistant bracelet. It
is not a hair puller.
No, it's not a hair puller.
I want you to notice something about this
because it's a mesh.
One of the things that I don't like. This is again, watch collectors are weird people. We know that. I hate when, because of a smaller wrist, I have to carry around all the extra when I, loop it around.
Right.
Don't you love the fact that they've hidden?
They hidden the.
If you come into camera 3 just for a second, I want you to see this. It's a magic trick.
You gotta get close on this one, but it's important.
Because when you look at the bracelet, it looks like this solid woven mesh of 316L stainless steel. But if you'll notice, if you give it just a bit of a bend, there are hidden links that you can take out, so that if you have a smaller wrist, when you take those links out, you're not carrying around all the extra metal.
Basically, it's because the only other way to have done it is to cut the bracelet.
That's exactly right.
And then you have to resolder it. So this gives you the option. That's why these bracelets were never really used in Swiss watches, because you couldn't really size them properly. But they figured out a way to size it and to give you the links, which is brilliant.
I'm going to slip this on because it really does. It really is. I mean, this is a perfect watch. My friend Matt.
That's a man's watch, an everyday watch. It's a great timepiece. If you want something that you can wear on a daily basis, whether you're wearing jeans or in a t-shirt or in a boardroom, this will do it. Everybody will recognize. Everybody know what you're wearing. You've got good taste and you've got great style. Do
you know what stands out to me? Is when I think of Breitling, don't you think of all the aviation-inspired Breitling? Look at that. You walk into a boardroom and you flash like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Very beautiful.
Yeah, this is
Beautiful. Beautiful.
absolutely a beautiful. A friend of mine, Matt, is a pilot. He is privately. He has 2 major businesses that he owns, and he does not yet own a nice watch. It's
Really?
all kind of department store
If we
stuff.
had the phone here, I would call him right now. We'd like pressure. We'd put him.
I'm
on.
going to call him.
You got to call him while you're on the air.
I should do that.
Because you'll be doing him a favor.
Because
by,
he
by
needs
making
this
sure
watch.
he buys this watch.
I may call
How
him.
is that possible even? That he doesn't own a watch. He's a pilot, and you've got Breitling.
The man is single and he has 3 cars.
Is he watching?
Matt, if you're,
What's wrong with you, Matt? Come on,
Here,
get with the program.
We're gonna transition
Matt,
just
you're
for
in
a
trouble.
second.
We're coming to
I'm
get
calling
you.
I'm calling you at home to just.
In the middle of the night.
I'm just gonna check right here. Just think you think I'm kidding. I want you to consider the Breitling
Let's just go to his
44 millimeter
Take the
Super
watch, go to
Ocean.
his house.
He's in Texas.
Oh, he is.
You want to go?
Maybe
Can we
he'll
take the
fly over.
corporate jet?
Oh, okay. I'll make
you've got thou- you've
I'll
got-
make a call. Let me make a call.
All right.
Make
What's
a
our
call.
mention? Go ahead and
Just-
switch over to our mention watch.
We're going to sell a watch. Why not?
I'm going to sell this watch right now to somebody.
Oh, you're kidding me. You've got the quorum.
How is this possible? I want you to
Coral
find
Man
out.
was-
I want you to go
really?
tell me how we have a $19,000 watch for under $6,000.
That is unbelievable. This is one of my favorite watches. I can't believe I have this watch.
I love the Admiral's Cup.
How is this possible? Yeah, there's a few. I am speechless. Number one, for this price, this is unbelievable. Great value. It's possible because you guys, your buyers, know what they're doing. They obviously bought this in the right way. Not sure exactly how they did it. We'll find out. But this is an amazing price. So great story.
And this
about
is new
Quorum.
in the box. These are not gently used because we do have.
This is from an international. This is not from a retail. This is direct. This is somehow that's the only way you're going to get this price is we've got an amazing contact. Your buyers have an amazing contact to buy direct somehow.
And I want you to give me the
offer
quorum
this.
story, but I want the entire audience to know this. If somebody can't come up with the $6,000 to get the watch home, this is the maximum amount of stress-free payments. All they have to do is put $1,000 on a credit card.
Right.
We will then send the watch to them.
They wear the watch for $1,000.
Yes, and then there
then
is
they
no
make payments.
interest on the other $5,000 until they pay it off.
That's amazing.
Try
really?
go-
That's,
try
that's
going
like one
to
of the
the
best
bank.
deals I've ever heard in my life. Are you kidding me?
You're reading
What can
that.
What can you do this? I mean, what can you buy? You can't buy a car like this.
It's
and
actually
it's
true.
it's the price of a car. You can't buy a car like this. You can't buy anything like this. I've never seen it like this. This is amazing.
My son's first car was this price.
Of course,
$6,000.
There are cars at this price today.
Oh, it was a great car. Still is. He has it now. But
that's an amazing value.
Try going to the bank and saying, I want a $6,000 loan. I don't want to sign any paperwork. I don't want to pay any interest, and it's going to take me 6 months to get it back to you, and I want the product now.
You probably have one of these, no? I don't know how many.
How many do we have of these?
Do we know? We need some units. This is amazing. Now, interesting little tidbit story. In the beginning of the first half hour, I told you about the Gucci creator, Severin Wonderman, who created the Gucci worldwide distribution for watches. He actually, when Gucci bought back the licensing rights from him to be able to bring it back
Really?
to the company, it was Tom Ford at the time who decided that all licensees have to come back to the company. So they actually bought him out. He went with the money he made $200 million. That's what he sold the company for. Yeah.
So these are not small companies.
No, this is
that's
this
legit.
was one year's revenue they gave him, and they gave him $200 million, and he went and he bought Quorum, and he retooled Quorum, and that's interesting that you have it up.
I
there now.
love the Quorum Golden Bridge. You know the one.
You know what? Did you show that already?
We don't have it.
What do you mean? It's on the list, no?
A golden bridge?
Oh, the Golden Bridge. You have a bridge here, don't you? There is
we
a
may
bridge
have
here.
one.
I'd love to be on the show when you have the
Jenny,
bridge.
do we have another Quorum in there?
a
just-
bridge? Check
Just
it out
we're gonna
because I'll
check
tell you
because
that,
we do. That's not making it out of the building.
the bridge.
We have
You
five.
have
of the
five of
Quorum.
this watch?
How is that possible?
Unbelievable.
I know jewelry stores that do not have five of those in the vault.
This is the right buy. I mean, they bought this very, very well. I gotta hand it to David.
I mean, I do not
I
understand
gotta hand it to him.
how they do
Unbelievable.
this.
6,000, and you're making a profit here. $59.99, and you're making a profit here. And the consumer is getting it. For less than half, what is that exactly?
That's 75, almost 75% off.
20, oh my goodness, that's crazy.
On a brand new Corum, 45 millimeter Admiral's Cup.
You will never
and
see
how
this.
we ever have that many, I do not, I'm honest to goodness, I don't know.
Congratulations, you're doing a good job.
People think
doing
that
a
I'm
great
making
job,
that
guys.
up when I say that. You know, when I seem a little surprised.
No, this is not an act. I'm not kidding. This is real. My reaction is real. This is an amazing, amazing deal.
I mean, sometimes Megan and I, as we're doing the program, they'll throw something in like, oh, we're bringing this from the vault. Here, advertise that. I'm thinking, is there like police following you? Because I don't understand. Okay.
Eterna.
Let's go back.
Back to Eterna.
1856. Let's go to Eterna. I want you to tell me what you think of the pulsometer. I've often referred to this as the doctor's watch because there's a style.
Exactly. Yeah, it's actually very it's very appropriate for a doctor to use this watch because you've got great pushers, easy to use. They're not tiny. They're there to be used, and it's designed for use. It's also got the luminous numbers. If it's a little darker or it's completely black, you'll be able to read the watch. Eterna actually was the creator of the ball bearing rotor in the watch. Aside from just
really,
yeah, they created the ball bearing, the tiny little ball bearings that spin the rotor of the automatic watch. Eterna came up with it. They had the patent on it, which is amazing because ball bearings are. This is of course, this is, we're talking about over, I'm not sure exactly when they created this word. This is in the 1800s, I think, when you don't have machines to do perfect orbs. And ball bearings have to be exactly perfectly round.
Sure, or you're going to get it more friction and it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. It's not going to turn. And these tiny little ball bearings that spin the rotor are very difficult to make.
Now, this is an homage back to a much older version that goes back to 1942.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's why it's called the pulsometer 1942. And of course, this is a 42 millimeter. Back then, it was only 34 millimeters.
Wow.
So it was a tiny little thing for a gentleman.
Yeah.
It's an all Swiss made watch. It was the height of technology in the day because being able to have a sweep hand that would wait for you and then to be able to engage. And a lot of doctors took to the watch because it was easy for them to time someone's pulse, thus the pulsometer, and it was able to take it and easily be able to...
And this is all with gears and springs.
Yes.
This is the one thing that even being in this industry for 35 years, it never ceases to amaze me that you're doing all these multi-functions. You've got a time, it's telling you the time, it's telling you the date, and it's got a multi-function chronograph that all works from one movement that is made from gears, wheels, and springs. This is, it's almost hard to understand how these micro-engineers come up with these movements. And they are micro-engineers. These movements are truly an amazing feat of accomplishment.
And this is a limited edition piece of only 1,942 since it's honoring 1942.
And this is 190. This is
number 192 of that. Sapphire crystal. It's a 37 joule automatic, and it is such a gorgeous timepiece.
192. That could be an interesting number for a number of people for a number of reasons out there. I wonder how many you have of this one, and what numbers you have. Limited edition is one of the best ways to buy a Swiss watch because limited editions, by their nature of being limited, hold their value.
And Megan and I often will tell people, don't think of just buying a watch as an investment because there is no guarantee that it's going to go up.
No,
but
you gotta buy it for love and passion.
Sure.
But if you fall in love with a limited edition,
then you've done it much better.
You have a better chance of recouping if you ever need it. Being that it's limited, it is an important aspect. Limited edition watches are collectors. They're sought after by collectors. They're a collector's dream.
This is what I consider just one of those understated pieces of elegance. You're looking at a $5,000 watch that's under $1,000, and it only takes $166 to get it home.
It's amazing.
It's all Swiss made. You've got a sapphire crystal. It's a custom made. It's an alligator strap.
You pay $166 and you ship the watch.
That's it. They don't have to pay the rest of it until we bill them the following month. And then when we do, there's no interest accruing at all.
So you don't even need a credit card.
That's it. It cannot be a bank card. It has to be a credit card because that way it'll that way.
But there's no interest.
Correct.
There's no interest accrued, and it's a monthly payment.
That's right. What do you think about this watch?
I love it. I think it's
Power reserve of 42 hours on there. So if this is a watch that you don't wear every day, you don't have to worry that if you pick it up the next day, it's going to be damaged.
You know, every watch that we've shown so far that you asked me what I think about is a unique watch. It's totally different. This watch doesn't. It has functions that are different from the Eterna that you sold before and the other two Eternas that you sold before. It functions differently than the Breitling. These are all unique individual watches that have specific personalities and messages that they send out there about who you are. And that's why I can tell you I love them all, because they're all individual, they're all unique. They're not a one-off of each other.
I'm going to share this with you because I know we're going to do top 10 in just a moment. I know that you're going to be joining us in our last hour.
Well, from value point of view, for less than $1,000,
isn't that beautiful?
As good a limited edition. This movement, I think that might be my pick for top 10 value anyway.
I love this watch.
Right?
Now, I'm just going to share a story with you very quick.
Yeah.
One of my favorite watches, I bought the Maurice Lacroix 5-hand.
Okay.
It's the limited edition piece. There's only 88 of them.
88. So.
And it's in the 18 karat gold. I've had the watch for probably 2.5 months now. I've worn it twice. It's on a watch winder. The watch has not lost a minute.
Yeah.
Since I've had it. Now, you think about that. Most of the
this
time,
is exactly what
movement,
it goes to what we're talking about. It goes to the
the
fact that it's
level
gears
and
and
that's
springs and wheels, and it tells you time. It functions perfectly. This is not a quartz movement. This is not an electronic. This is not an iPhone that has circuits. This is mechanical. It's wheels, gears, and springs. It's crazy
if you went back
that you can actually do that.
And with some of those watches, just the watch you're wearing right now, which is a beautiful automatic, if you were to go back in time to 1895 and hand that to one of those cabinetiers, one of those watchmakers, and they opened it up,
It's the same thing.
they would appreciate it. It would not seem like foreign technology.
Right. They would
like
recognize
what a
everything because
beautiful piece of craftsmanship.
it's built on their creation, and it's an amazing thing.
I'm looking at my time, and we are at the exact halfway point in the program.
Wow.
So if you want to stick through the top 10 and then come back.
Yeah,
at the top
I want to do the top 10 with you.
Friends and family.
And if you have a bridge too, I want to be here for the bridge.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Okay. You know what? I can't stay. I gotta go. My wife's calling me.
Well, I hope you can come back, but if you can't,
they told me to leave. Anyway.
Thank you for being on the program. Stay right there because we're gonna go to these top 10. If you're just now tuning in, I'm going to show you what people around the world are buying here at Swiss Watch International, and I want you to see.
You're gonna go around the world. Nice.
All right.
I'll be back.
Hold that thought.
I'll be
look
back.
At the top 10. Number 10 is thank you, Arnold. Number 10. The Lucien Picard 45 millimeter Potenza multifunction stainless steel. If you're wondering, was that your television that went out? Yes, it was. It wasn't a technical glitch here at Swiss Watch International. That doesn't happen. It's that television of yours. 288-885. People are going, what happened to the sound? Did you hit the mute button? Change the hearing aid battery. No, it's us, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, the batteries went out on my microphone. They were scrambling around going, what happened? Oh my. Don't you love live television? I do. In fact, this is number 10 on our list of great things here at Swiss Watch International, the Lucian Picard 45mm Potenza multifunction stainless steel. It is a gorgeous watch, and all of the multifunctions in this watch operated by that beautiful onion-style crown on there. You can see that the bezel has kind of a rope edge or almost coin edge design on it. A beautiful watch for only $124.99. I hope you'll add this to your collection, and since it's in the top 10, apparently you have. And right behind that will be the Swiss Legend 52mm Neptune in all black. Jenny, do you like the all black or do you like a touch of gold to it? I like the gold. Apparently, folks out there right now are really liking the all blacked out version. Maybe it's just the stealthy look of it. You have a 3-hand configuration. The hour, the minute, you can see that continuously operating sweep hand, and an expanded date window. This is a good-looking watch. It has, of course, a Swiss movement on the inside, Safetec Crystal, 10-year warranty there, 5-year warranty on that movement. And get ready for this, at the $129 price, it comes with a watch winder. And that, see it right there in the background, you're getting that watch winder, which works with both AC and DC power, which means battery or plug it in at home. And it's a great travel companion for your watch. You're never going to have to buy a watch winder if you have ours, unless it breaks and you need to buy another one. 146, it's true, that can happen. I can't tell them they'll never need a watch winder again. 146682 for the Swiss Legend 52mm Neptune. That's number 8. Love this watch. The Swiss Legend 48mm Blue Genève chronograph in two-tone. Megan and I will tell you over and over again that a two-tone is the way to go. You can't decide on a gold watch or a silver watch or a gunmetal or whatever else. Go ahead and get the two-tone because it's going to go with everything. You know, I'm wearing gold cufflinks tonight, and this watch goes perfectly, even though there's a lot of silver on the watch. If I was wearing silver cufflinks, but what really stands out is that gorgeous blue mother-of-pearl dial and the ceramic bezel. Now, because you have Safetec Crystal on there as well as the ceramic, the chances of scratching either one of those two are infinitesimally small. Because you have 316L stainless steel, you scratch that, it polishes up just like new because that shine goes all the way down to the bone. It's not a coating on there on the stainless steel part. You do have gold plating, which can always be redone if something should happen to it. It's just a watch that's going to last a long time. In fact, we're going to guarantee that you're going to, have no scratches on that crystal for, 10 years. 287829, and that's number 7 in our collection. Ah, Jenny, any surprise that Gucci, that's a nice looking watch. Did I even get to show that? I mean, we've talked about it. I didn't even get to show it. Is that live? Do we even have that here? Oh my goodness, it's still sitting in the vault. I did not even get a chance to show this to you live, and it's already made it to the top 10 list. It's the 44mm G Coupe, and it's in that beautiful cushion shape. Of course, that's a sapphire crystal. The watch is all Swiss made, and it is just the right tone. You're going to love it. They're calling it a brown dial, but it is such a beautiful golden tone to it. The watch is normally $1,000. The wow price is $644. You're not going to pay that on the show. It's $449.99. 5 stress-free payments bring it down to only $90. I think that's incredible. And I'll tell you, the prices on our program are so low. Jenny, nobody knows this. Nobody's listening right now, so don't worry. No one will hear it. After Carly gave her super coupon, Niso sent her a text message like, what are you doing selling my watches for even less? I mean, it's kind of funny when the vice presidents and folks come on the show because they can do things we can't. And the prices tonight even are right there in the basement. You heard from a watch expert tonight that there's just no way that we can do the prices as low as we do. And he hasn't seen it in the 34 years of being in the industry. Don't you love the fact that we can do it? And it just means a benefit to you at home. So is this number 6? Number 6 on our list. Let's go to number 5. Really? The Architects of Time, Ebel, has made it to the top 10. In fact, they're number 5. The list price of $2,900 has been knocked on its head, and it's now down to $799. This is an all Swiss made watch. The 43 millimeter is just the right size. Sapphire crystal, all Swiss made. You have a unirotating bezel, 200 meters of water resistance on this watch. And it really, this is the nicest looking dive watch you're going to find all day. Because this will take you from the boardroom to that elegant dinner to the black tie event, out to your surfboard, out to the cruise ship. It is the all-around. Are you holding one of those right now, Jenny? Don't you love that watch? I do. Jenny's over there eyeballing it right now. You are right. That is a gorgeous watch. 284280 will get you the Architects of Time Ebel. Right behind that is the very watch I'm wearing right now. And that's the 42 millimeter. Don't you love the name? The Hublot Big Bang King Black Magic. It's a mouthful to say, but it is worth every second of the effort. This is a 44 millimeter case. It has the Hublot 1400 movement inside, which is a 23 jewel automatic. It's 16 millimeters of thickness in that ceramic and titanium case, and not 200 meters, but 300 meters of water resistance. This watch is incredible. You know, back in 1980, Jenny, you weren't even born, Hublot introduced their first dress watch with an all rubber, natural rubber strap on there. It took days for anyone would give them any attention, because you don't put a rubber strap on a luxury watch. They set the standard. Then people started navigating over going, show us the watch. How do I buy the watch? How do I sell the watch? And before you know it, Hublot had established itself as one of the powerhouses in the watch world. The word Hublot is actually, it means porthole. That's why you have that kind of very nautical-esque look. And here's a watch certainly to take to the water with 300 meters of water resistance. 278496 will get you the Big Bang King Black Magic. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Next watch. I forgot to hit the button. The Jean Richard. Oh, thank you for putting Jean Richard in all caps as one word. That's the way it should be, just like on the dot. Did you realize it took me a year to get that? Watch collectors everywhere clutching the pearls, going, I cannot believe. But yes, we have it correct now. Jean Richard, the 41 millimeter 1681. This, to me, is just such a good-looking watch, and of course, we have it right now here with you. That is a beautiful alligator strap, sapphire crystal, the JR1050 movements on the inside. It's a 36 jewel automatic, and even though it is a beautiful dress watch, it still has 50 meters of water resistance. The 41 millimeter case is the classic size, perfect for either a gentleman or a lady. And this watch, which normally sells for almost $5,000, is under $1,200. $200 gets it home. That's your first of 6 stress-free, interest-free payments. What number was that? That number 4? I think it's number 4. Number 3. Number 3. Wow. We have not even shown this. If Megan was here, oh, Jenny, you love that. Yeah, this, you know, when she finds out we had this on the show and she wasn't here for it, shame on her. Maurice Lacroix, 33 millimeter, Le Classique diamond bezel, white leather, mother of pearl. Does it get any more feminine than this? I mean, this is like a princess. This is a queen's watch. Look at the bling on the diamonds on that bezel. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. Only $216 gets this high-end piece home. As I was just telling Duran, earlier, the Maurice Lacroix that I have has kept impeccable time. 286474 will get this home. That is a stunning watch. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, in our top 10 countdown is the Luminox 38 millimeter Modern Mariner 7250 white. Now the white leather looks incredible on this watch. Mother of pearl dial. How can Luminox be feminine? Well, here you go. This to me is just an elegant watch. It speaks of, I think, that casual luxury, because it's an all Swiss made watch, unirotating bezel with 200 meters of water resistance. Of course, you have the tritium filled tubes on the inside, which give you a continuous luminescence to the hour markers and to the hands on the watch. Yet, and by the way, that white leather, don't worry, it's the only time you'll hear me say that you can get the leather wet, because it's designed as such. Absolutely beautiful. You're going to love this watch, and it's number 2 in our countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Number 1. Drum roll, please. Why don't we have a drum roll sound effect? Ladies and gentlemen, here you go. How about this beautiful Citizen? Did it really say Jim Skelton up there? Just checking. I mean, I made a joke about that earlier. I made a joke that sometimes they throw up the fantastic watch guru of all time's name. Jim, if you're out there, we love you. And here you have the incredible Citizen Echo Drive. I think that's hilarious they did that. That was subconscious. You know, you have 100 meters of water resistance. You have a unirotating bezel, which means this watch is suitable to go diving. It needs, of course, 200 meters to be a professional dive instrument. You have that incredible Citizen Japanese movement on the inside. You have a stainless steel back on the watch, black IP plating. Now, of course, the Echo Drive, which is in 80% of all of Citizen watches, simply means that they have the ability to allow sunlight to pass through the dial, and it charges the titanium lithium-ion battery on the inside. What does that mean? It means you never have to buy a battery, ladies and gentlemen, because the watch is charged by light, not just sunlight. Any light will charge this watch, and it is ready to roll. So do not let this get away from you. It is an incredible value, and it is, you know, probably one of my favorite Citizen watches. We're going to go ahead and show this to you live, and I'm going to slip it on the wrist in just a second too. Now, I think that looks great. Now, this is our #1 seller. It has even been shown. Folks have come onto our website. By the way, if you were shopping with us last night, you have some incredible values to put under your belt that you may not ever see again. The secret Carly coupon. But some of you decided to shop in the future, which means on Saturday night you got to see what was on Sunday's show because you went online. If you go online right now to World of Watches, you can see what was on yesterday's show, which means you can shop in the past. You can still get all of yesterday's values tonight. But that's only good until midnight, and since it is about 11 minutes till 8 p.m. here on the East Coast, you need to act fast because all of this is going to disappear at midnight. We want you to have the very, 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 very best value. Take a peek. This is the 45 millimeter Primo chronograph with the black polyurethane and orange nylon. Where do you see orange? How about right there? This is the part that touches the skin, and they just decided, just for your own visual interest, that you're going to get pops of orange on there, which match the orange that's on the dial, which matches the orange that's in the stitching. Now, why is this such a big seller? Because this watch normally sells for right at $400. And without even having to tell you, you have been buying this like crazy because we've put it at the $229 price. $46 gets the watch home. That's it. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. We pay for the shipping, and if you buy the watch and you decide you don't want it, We will be glad to take it back, not just for the next 30 days, but all the way to January 31st. Let me slip this watch on my wrist. You can tell me what you think. Now, I'm wearing a rather expensive Hublot, but you know what? This watch holds its own, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Albert, how much is the Hublot that I'm wearing? Because, you know, I just put on a $220, well, I actually put on a $400 watch that we're selling for $229. But I wanted to see, I just want to do a little comparison here. Because, you know, we try to have watches at every price point so that everybody can get what they want. So we're selling the Hublot for just under $8,000. Okay. Come into camera 2. I want to flash the Citizen to you. There it is. Now this watch is $400. I want you to look at it with my suit. It looks great. This is $229. I'm not going to tell you, I mean, Hublot is entirely its own entity. Do not even compare the two. We're taking just for the moment the look. I realize I'd rather have the Hublot. I love the watch. But just take a look at how Citizen has created a look that really, there is no apology. It holds its own. That's why this is the #1 seller right now. I wouldn't have necessarily told you this was going to be the #1 seller. You know me, I would have crawled over onto one of the Breitlings and said, you know, that's it. Or maybe one of the Quorums that just is a doorbuster at 75% off. But here it is. Here is your Citizen Echo Drive, and you'll never have to buy a battery. Jenny, don't you hate that? Don't you hate when the battery goes out on your watch? You'll never have to buy a battery. If you're buying a gift for someone, give them, particularly if you have somebody that's not a watch nerd. I'm sorry, don't you hate the word watch nerd? I'm sure that people are offended by that. I am. I'm just saying that I love the idea that you can buy somebody this as a gift, and not only will they think of you every single time that they look at the watch, but they're never going to have to buy a battery. That's kind of nice because, you know, if you buy somebody a puppy, oh, it's adorable, but then they got to take care of the puppy for the rest of their life. And there's maintenance to it, and it's money to it. You know, the mall charges $12 to change out a battery. Walmart charges like $6 to $8, but this is, once you buy the watch, you're done. The titanium lithium ion power cell within this watch takes care of that for you. You know, I would not have expected. This is our #1 seller. The Citizen is our #1 seller. Congratulations to all of you who picked up this fine timepiece. You are getting, you're getting not just a watch that's giving you the time, but you also have a great chronograph. You have a date complication at the 3 o'clock position. I happen to like the watch. You've done pretty well. Now, what's coming up next? Oh, I'm wearing this watch. In fact, I'm going to hand this off just for a moment so you can take a peek. The Big Bang King Black Magic. Now, as we're coming back into our very, I have a very special guest with us tonight. If you're just joining us, you're watching Swiss Watch International's World of Watches. We're in the last hour of our 3-hour program, and we're broadcasting live to you. So, as we're coming into that last hour, we have a very special guest. Duran has been in the watch world for 35 years.
You keep repeating that.
But you entered as a child. It was just, literally in vitro. In vitro, they would lay watches on your mother's pregnant tummy, and and you can listen to the sound of the ticking.
Exactly, that's it.
I want
to
you
sleep with the sound of the ticking. That's what I did as a child.
I want you to maybe just give me your impression of Hublot, because with literally just so many roots in the history of watchmaking. Here's a company that came around in 1980. And now they have just kind of, boom, they have just made their mark. Tell me what you think of this watch. Now this watch is, ceramic and titanium. Yeah. It's an incredible timepiece. What do you think when you see this watch?
Okay, so Hublot is one of the most unique and exciting success stories of the Swiss watch branding business.
How so? When you say a success story, is it tough to start a Swiss watch brand?
Yes. So first of all, it started, as you said, it was a very young brand. Mm-hmm. They were very creative in the way that they entered the marketplace. Hublot means portal. Yes. Okay. So they created a watch that looked like a portal, and they came into the marketplace with the rubber strap. Mm-hmm. And it was indestructible. It was very, very good rubber strap, indestructible.
Took them 3 years to develop the strap. It's an all-natural rubber, and nobody would put a rubber strap on a luxury watch.
Very unique. Now, after it was it actually was a small watch. In its inception, it was in less than 40. It was 38 or 36 millimeters. Mm-hmm. It was purchased by one of the most exciting personalities in the watch industry. Is Jean-Claude Biver. Mm-hmm. Jean-Claude Biver is a powerhouse of a personality, very interesting individual. Mm-hmm. He bought this company, and it was all quartz. Interestingly enough, it was in the 80s.
Sure, that was a big deal.
The deal was quartz, right?
Well, because what was it, 1969, 1970, when Seiko beat out Bulova, because Accutron was trying to get their version of quartz movement. Yes. They had not quite perfected the piezoelectric function of a quartz movement, and Seiko beat them out. Right. But once, that almost destroyed the Swiss watch industry because
very
quartz.
Close to destroying. Absolutely, the people don't even understand how close.
But they were expensive.
Mechanical watches were about to be gone for out of the picture. But that's a whole other story. We can spend a lot of time on that. But let's just stick to the Hublot story. So Biver bought the company. Sure. And immediately. Mm-hmm. He immediately decided that he needs to expand the watch in many different ways, including blow it up as far as size is concerned. And he called it the Big Bang.
Because he made it larger?
Because he exploded the watch. It's the Big
Bang.
I'm
glad you told me, because I've been trying to figure out how they got the name.
That's what he did. He just said this watch has to be exploded. And he came up with Big Bang. And of course, there's connotations of creation within that, the Big Bang creation. So creation was in there. But he is a very inspiring individual, and this company, this brand, went from zero. In matter of speaking, of course, it had sales, but it was insignificant. He went, I think, 20 times in 5 years as far as growth is concerned. Something that it was crazy numbers. And eventually was bought out by a French company you might be familiar with, which is LVMH.
Oh, wow.
LVMH bought the brand, and Biver is still the leading personality behind the brand. He still runs Hublot, and he has other responsibilities within that group. But it is a very unique watch, and you know what? It's one of the most sought after power watches out there.
How did it become such a power watch? Because I'll tell you right now, Megan and I, driving into work, coming to Swiss Watch, there are so many billboards throughout the greater Miami area that are just showcasing the Hublot watches.
He did something very interesting. He didn't go the conventional route as far as promotions are concerned. He was one of the first. He was the first and only Swiss company to become a sponsor of worldwide soccer.
So who buys a Hublot watch? When you see somebody with a Hublot watch, what's your first thought?
You got to be, again. It's not for the meek. It's not for the guy who doesn't want to be noticed. This thing, the person who buys this watch is, the Americans started buying it after the Eastern Europeans really started buying every Russian, every South American. This watch was for the guys who were making a lot of money and were living large
And they wanted to
life.
show it.
And they wanted to show it. And it became a big hit in the United States as well, but it's for that personnel. It's a very, very, very strong watch. Very heavy on the personality side. Very, very confident.
It is. I mean, this watch just, there is, and maybe it's the weight and the feel, because you have a mixture of the ceramic and titanium.
Well, he was one of the first ones to create, to use, space age materials. With the titanium, mixing titanium with ceramic, with stainless, with rubber. These are all the materials that he just, he mixed and matched. And it wasn't done. It really wasn't done up until Gilles Blot came around and Biver saw what he could do with this little company that he bought. And he just nobody understood how he did it or what he did it, but he really, really brought this to the limelight. And it is today a world-class leader in Swiss watches.
And it's still that aspirational piece that people wear to say, I've arrived.
And it's a monobrand in its purity. It's always, they don't make any watches that don't have the original DNA of this case. However, between the limited editions and the colors and the materials and all the different combinations that he mixes and matches the materials, you have unique watches. But within that uniqueness, it's still that design.
A Porsche 911 is always a Porsche 911.
911, exactly right.
Before we leave this, it's a 44-millimeter case. It's the Hublot 1400 movement inside, which is a 23-jewel automatic sapphire crystal, 16 millimeters of thickness against that 44-millimeter case. Ceramic case in titanium, 300 meters of water resistance, and a unirotating bezel. It is beyond the perfect dive watch, luxury watch. This is one that takes you from the boardroom out to the black tie event, out to your vacation, out to 300 meters to the ocean floor.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
enjoy this. Congratulations for the all-around it'll go with you watch. 278496 will get you the Hublot Big Bang King Black Magic.
Beautiful.
Coming up right behind that, oh, guess what? We're at the top of the hour. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means we are in the third hour of our program, and we are so delighted that you are joining us. If you're just tuning in, welcome to World of Watches. It's the best 3 hours in watch television, and I can promise you this man's ensuring it only gets better. Tell us.
We haven't even talked. You sort of asked me about how in the beginning of the hour, the
yes.
first hour, you asked me how I got involved, and maybe I took a little too long.
Not at all.
We skipped out on the final answer. I really like the fact that we have this medium, television.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great medium to promote and explain the Swiss and of course watch business in general, because you can actually discuss and explain and show. It's a three-dimensional medium where watch companies never really used in the past effectively. Mm-hmm. And I saw an opportunity here to really effectively get the mm-hmm. business to another level with a medium that is very, very interactive. So that's why we want to have the phone up here. We want to be able to discuss things with
Tell me some things that we might be giving away a few secrets. You, at your discretion.
We better have this thing because we're
So tell me what you think is ahead for World of Watches, because of your, tremendous. If you knew what was on the drawing board for what's coming up next, you are going to be very pleased.
Well, let me just
it's
say,
all for you, really.
Yeah,
tell them what's coming up.
When I first,
what you can say.
Yeah. It's on the drawing board right now. The name of the company is World of Watches. The name of the show is World of Watches. Now, you gotta live up to the name. Mm-hmm. It's the World of Watches. We don't only sell watches, all types of watches and all price points. You need to be communicating the fact that you're an authority in the watch industry. You're an expert in the watch industry.
And there really are experts here.
Absolutely, but the medium has to be communicated, and
mm-hmm.
I saw an opportunity at how to enhance the whole presentation, the whole show to the consumers out there, so they really understand who they're dealing with, and they're dealing with true authority within the industry, and that mm-hmm. has to be communicated. So what are we going to do? How are we going to do that? So one mm-hmm. of the things that I want to do is we're going to develop we're in development stages right now for a show called Chat Time by Duran Basha. And
so where will they find Chat Time?
Chat Time will be, we're on our website. We're mm-hmm. going to have a news and entertainment section, mm-hmm. and Chat Time is going to be a show on the website. However, we're going to be showing portions, interesting portions of the show, of chat time within the show.
So when
so you're
people
gonna be
tune in
using
the
that.
future, they're going to get maybe a 30-second or a 1-minute, 3-minute clip
Of
here.
of key moments.
But you can go
Of
to
key
our
moments.
website and see the whole episode.
Because chat time is going to be interviewing the experts of the industry from Switzerland, people who are steeped, like myself and even beyond, that ran these watch companies that we're talking about. For instance, next the opening show will be with a gentleman called Scott Rosen. Scott Rosen was the president of Hublot for the North American continent. So here you are, you just sold Hublot, and we'll be talking to the president, CEO of that company for many years. And he also ran Vacheron Constantin, which is an amazing brand.
Yes.
He also brought TW Steel to the forefront of the
We
industry.
do a big
great business
bit
with TW
of
Steel,
TW.
exactly.
People love the TW
So
Steel watches.
Scott's a dear friend. I'm going to bring him on to head the show up.
Good.
And he's going to, between the two of us, we're going to tell you inside stories about the industry that you'll never hear anywhere else. And this is the key. It's a small industry with wonderful, wonderful stories. Funny stories, interesting stories, heartbreaking stories, whatever it is, we'll bring it to you honestly and you know, with passion.
Well, with the collectors out there, you're going to hear stories about how maybe your watch came into existence, or how a company that maybe is at the forefront of the watch world maybe could have lost it in just a single decision. And when you realize that all of that may have brought you what's on your wrist right now.
Why has this brand done well? Why has this brand not done well? Why did this brand explode, and why did this brand fail? These are all interesting stories. And these are things that consumers who buy watches want to know about.
And we want to stay connected to you because we are now going to be a continuously live broadcasting program. We want to interact with you even more. You'll notice right there is at WOW TV Chat. Picking up next week, both Megan and I will be chatting live with you. And if we have our way, we're going to be talking with you soon and then giving you lots of free stuff. Because this is a really big company, and we've just decided there's just way too much stuff in the warehouse. And
yeah, you gotta give stuff away now.
You remember the last scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark where they're carrying the Ark into the warehouse?
In the warehouse?
That's what it looks like in the warehouse here. They're going to find that eventually.
I saw the old guy pushing that thing. He's back there. I think they filmed it here, actually. That's where they got that
That's pretty
scene,
close
that
to
shot.
the truth. But we're going to make sure that all
we got
that
the Ark,
stuff.
don't we?
But you know what? We sell a lot of watches, but I mean there is so much stuff that we have sitting around.
That's it.
But we're but it's giveaway stuff.
TV is that what we say they have to do because now they have no choice.
Listen, you're here. You know, if you have like an industry clout card, yours outweighs there because they're like, I don't care, I'm the vice president, and you're like, oh yeah, well I'll call you Blow and. I just think it's fantastic. I am so glad that he is here.
This is fun. It's a lot of. We're gonna have a great time.
And I think
we're
you're gonna have a great time.
And the consumer is gonna enjoy, and they're gonna save a ton of money and everything that they buy.
And I think they're gonna be a little surprised when we actually call them.
We'll call them, yeah. Your buddy, what's his name?
Matt.
Matt's gonna get the first call.
I'm waiting
Matt,
for him to
you're in
text
trouble,
back.
Matt.
I
You
am
better
live
buy
on
that
the
right
air.
thing.
You had
Enough's
your
enough
chance
already.
to talk to us, but we're going to start calling you live, giving you lots of free stuff.
We're gonna drag him in here actually. When he buys
I bet people would have great questions for you.
I would love to speak to them.
I'll tell you what, here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and put the Twitter feed back up there for a minute. Because I would love for people, if you have questions that at some point for next week.
Oh, they'll tweet now?
Well, they can send it in.
Yeah,
I mean, that way you'll give you a chance to look at it like, I can't answer that on the air.
Tough question. Where did that come from?
But we want to make sure, if you could go ahead and tweet us at WOW TV Chat. If you have a question about, the deep, dark secrets of the watch world, or maybe just a curious question about maybe one of the brands we own.
Or a story that I might not even know about. Maybe it's, you never know.
Oh, there are some great things out there.
Knows,
If you send it in, we would love to respond back to you, and you're going to get the true insight. And some of the stuff that we talked about that we can't even mention yet. I mean, there's some connections with celebrity.
What happened at the party the other night?
We can't show that. Not those photographs.
Okay,
no. Not until the restraining order's up. But I'm wearing the ankle monitor still. But I mean, there's
we got good stuff in the background. Yeah.
Just wait. Okay, ladies, I guess we need to probably sell a few watches.
Yeah,
We're going to keep the lights here on the building. What do you think of Luminox?
Luminox. You know what? Luminox. I love look at that logo. Is that the most amazing logo you've ever seen? I love that logo. it's such a unique, interesting execution for a watch logo. Look at it. Even the name, Luminox, unbelievable. It's a beautiful watch. Luminox is the epitome of a functional watch. This thing has, you know, their claim to fame obviously is the fact that they're using
the tritium
material
filled tubes.
Pretty much you can light up your bedroom with this watch or any of their watches.
I'll tell you an interesting story. You want to talk about? I had a friend who told me he was doing special forces stuff, and he found out we had Luminox. And I said, mention the name. He goes, "Oh, I've got to get a Luminox." You know, we used them back then. I said, because it's not very long, because the company only goes back to 1989.
Yeah, it's pretty new. Yeah, it's pretty new.
But I said, "Why do you like
job.
Luminox?" He said, "Wiley, here's something that not many people know. When you put on night vision glasses and you point your Luminox watch in total darkness, no one out there can really see it from a distance. But for us, it acts like a flashlight that illuminates an entire area, even beyond the night vision.
Unbelievable.
It's like turning the lights on in a room."
That's amazing.
And I thought it was just fascinating that it truly does have a great military heritage. Of course, those tubes around all the way around at the hour indices are actually tubes filled with an inert gas called tritium. That's where Luminox gets its name.
Right.
Unlike most of the luminescence, even superluminova, which may be on your watch right now, that has to have a light source to charge it up, all you have to do is step into any darkness and it's constantly glowing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a 46 millimeter.
Great
Isn't it wonderful?
Very unique.
And it's all Swiss made.
And it owns its territory. It's named Luminox, and it does what it says. You know.
When you hear the name price protected brand, like Rolex is price protected, they don't like their products to go on sale, and you're not going to be a retail dealer if you're suddenly throwing big sales on their watches, because it hurts the brand.
Right.
Luminox is pretty much price protected. They don't like it when you throw big discounts.
Yeah.
But we get enough quantity that, of course, we buy them secondarily, brand new.
Yeah.
And we're not necessarily having to always deal.
You source them from other sources.
Sure.
You source them from international distribution.
So we can do what we want. But look at the price point on this.
Yeah.
It's a $925 watch that we marked down to
$647. You can't find this discount in any other
No one has that.
Very cool.
$459.
Very cool. And you get it for $92. You get it on your wrist. That's crazy. That's beautiful. What a great thing. That's a great feature.
Do you recognize Luminox when you're out in the wild?
Oh yeah, that's one of the watches that has that high. One of the reasons is that they created that logo for that purpose. You can actually see that logo from pretty far. It's a pretty big logo. It's very cool. So you can recognize it, and of course the fact that it has the feature of lighting up at night or in the darkness. It's
all Swiss made, sapphire crystal, 316L stainless steel, black IP plating, a very thick, genuine leather strap on there, and you're going to really appreciate the watch. 251973 will get you the Luminox 46 millimeter 1940 field style chronograph. Right behind that, how about a something for now this is interesting.
Ladies.
This really is, because of the mother of pearl. The 38 millimeter doesn't throw me so much. The white leather certainly is fashion forward. I have a watch that I wore into the studio that has a white strap on it. But this really is a very elegant and tough lady watch.
You know what? This is the first time I didn't know that they made ladies' watches.
What do you think about this? When you if you saw a lady, and you're at a party and she has this on, what's your first thought?
My first thing.
Well, let me rephrase that. What can you share on the air?
My wife is watching right now, so you gotta maybe rephrase that question.
Would your wife wear this watch, or is this a different style for her?
No, this is not a watch my wife will wear because she likes more very feminine-looking watches. This is a sports watch, and this is for a girl who goes to the gym a lot, and from the gym she goes to work. It's a tough sports watch. You go to the gym today and you see girls that are, doing bench pressing more than the guys.
Often I'll ask them, help me pick things up. Excuse me, ma'am, could you help me move these weights?
Exactly, because I can't. And that's that's what it's for.
This is what amazes me, because we tell people over and over again, don't get the leather strap wet.
Right.
Luminox is one of the only companies that they treat their leather, even this white leather, that you can put in the water. 200 meters of water resistance and a unirotating bezel.
Water resistance. That's crazy.
It's a professional dive instrument.
That's an amazing thing.
So this is a watch that a lady could wear to the office. She could wear it out to dinner because mother of pearl certainly does.
And then go diving afterwards.
You know, mother of pearl, also known as nacre, is a natural substance, and the cost is really in the fact that you realize how many pieces it takes before you can cut and fashion one before it breaks.
What animal in the ocean makes the mother of pearl? Pop quiz.
Is it the clam?
Close. It's a clam.
It's a type of clam. Oh, you're going to be so technical. What can you tell me?
It could be called a clam. It's the pearl, the oyster, where you find pearls.
And so
it's the mother of pearl.
So
because
it's
it's the residual of when the animal is making the pearl. This is the residual calcium that also gets
the same sort of secretion that they use to coat that little grain of sand that becomes.
Pearl.
So basically, you're getting a flat pearl.
Exactly.
And that's why the value
is. That's why it's so hard to make.
You know, it doesn't sound nearly as elegant when I name it. Would you like a flat pearl? It sounds like the worst dance partner you can find. Just 2, 3, 6, 7, 7, 8 for the beautiful Luminox 38 millimeter. Certainly a great gift. Okay.
Oh, look at that one.
Pause for a second. I wish you wouldn't even look at the price, because this is one of those that. No. Leave it there. It's already up.
Yeah,
this is the Swiss Legend Abysos. 46 millimeter. It's all Swiss made. It has the thickest and largest Sapphotec crystal that also is durable to 1,000 meters of water resistance.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. No, I haven't. I have to be honest. I didn't see this watch.
Unirotating bezel. It's 19 millimeters thick. It is 46 millimeters across. It is all 316L stainless steel. It has a custom silicone strap, and it has been tested to 1,000 meters and is rated as such. And it comes in a 3-slot waterproof watch box, so that if you put this watch and 2 of its friends who may not be waterproof, that it's an incredible watch.
I have to say, I mean, truly, I have to say that's an amazing value, because you're getting all the bells and whistles that make up a very expensive Swiss watch at a price that's what, $240, unbelievable. And I have to say, it's a very good looking watch. It's
and it comes in other colors and styles.
It's all Swiss.
This is right there at the bottom. We can't put that on there without doing it. Swiss made.
Well, I'll tell you, for that alone, because it's very difficult to get Swiss-made watches at these prices. You don't see it.
60% of the content, quality, construction of the watch has to be Swiss. The movement has to be Swiss. It has to have the movement placed into the watch in Switzerland, and then final inspection in Switzerland. Jenny, do you have an Abysos over there that you could hand to me just for a second? This comes in a variety of colors and styles. I think you'll be amazed how comfortable it is, and I do not know how they offer this at $239. That is genuine Swiss Super Luminova in massive amounts all over that. So this thing lights up a room too.
It's a lot of value you're offering here, no doubt.
The lovely and talented Jenny. Go ahead and take a peek and just see what you think of these watches. Now, this is the first time maybe that you're getting a chance stepping into.
It is also a screw-down crown.
Yes.
So I'll tell you, this is an amazing value, and it feels very solid. I am
19 millimeters thick. But go ahead and feel how comfortable that fits on the wrist. Even though it's a thick watch,
blown away.
You put it on, and
it's a lot of watch for the money. A lot of watch for the money. Really is. Congratulations, guys.
Do we have a loom shot on this, guys?
You guys are doing an amazing job. You really are doing an amazing job. It's amazing.
Albert, do you have a loom for me? I want you to take a look at the loom on here. Look at that. I mean, I would not hesitate to wear this somewhere, because this is an elegant looking watch.
It's amazing looking. And for $48? Come on.
I mean, this is
to get this on your wrist, $48.
That's it. And we pay for shipping.
You guys are nuts.
I mean, do you realize how many times people have found great deals on the internet, then they have to go hunting for a coupon?
I think you're too low.
Well, don't tell the audience. First day on the show. Yeah, you should raise prices.
Raise prices, boy! I'm going to be real popular with the consumers. They're going to watch the show.
Look at the loom on this.
Yeah, unbelievable, beautiful. That is great.
I mean, all the way up on the pip, so you can see.
You see the top
so that if you rotate that,
the bezel too. Yeah,
it's on the bezel.
That is great.
The hands are a different color, so there's no difficulty in reading it. The contrast is great. 274853. And which one do you like better? You like the silver, and there's another version without the yellow. And then this is the one that's in all black IP. Which one do you like best?
I mean, they're both beautiful.
Choose.
It's just a question of...
Do you have a choice?
I would probably take the steel because during the, for me when I'm during the day I would want it to be a little more versatile. This is very sporty, but
Now,
they're both beautiful. Sorry about
hold
that.
on one second.
We're just falling in love here. I
Just
apologize.
stay with us for a second.
We got to show you the watches here.
Just for your own knowledge here, I'm just going to take this from you just for a second. Take a look just for a second.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. You should put it up. You should put it this way.
Hublot will sue us. These are not the same watches. You cannot necessarily compare them because it's not.
No,
but one of these is an $8,000 watch,
Right.
and the other one we're selling for
Right.
$239. I mean, look at that.
Amazing.
I'm just showing you the Hublot in the middle of how much these two have a similarity. I mean, that's...
It's amazing. No, I mean, and also I have to tell you, it feels. A lot of times these big
Isn't that
watches,
nice?
you pick them up, and it has this look, but then you pick it up and you see, it's not exactly quality.
Do you feel how...
Here you feel the quality. It's very well done.
100%.
It's very well done.
Look at the thickness of the watch, yet it's comfortable on the wrist. You can see that screw down back, which is helping to add, let me say it again, 1,000 meters. That's 3,000
And the
feet.
integration of the rubber strap into the case is very well done. This thing is very solid.
Yeah, it
very
is.
solid.
All right, I want you to... This is certainly an absolutely gorgeous watch. We're going to show you more of the Abisos in just a little bit, but we have some Lucien Picards I would like to share with you.
Sure. Great.
Go ahead, and if you'll give us a beauty shot, we will take a peek at these, and you can
That
tell me...
is amazing looking.
If you haven't seen these before, I mean, I
That
realize
is
you are like
amazing looking.
so fresh and new here that some of these
Fresh
watches
eyes.
you have not maybe had a chance to examine.
No, I haven't. I really haven't. I've been so busy with the halo branding of the company and how to go about doing that I haven't had a chance to look at the product very closely. I have to be honest with you.
You know, one of the things, if you will hold that, and you can even hold it up. If you don't want to put it on the wrist, you can hold it just like
fine.
that.
That's fine.
Either way, as you're framing that up to which camera 2? Pointing at camera 2, I love the fact that they've used the rotating sub-dial instead of...
Look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, the rotating sub-dial, the seconds is rotating. It's an actual rotating dial. And then you've got the bridges across. That's a feature, the two bridges across. That's a feature that was actually first created by a very high-end brand, Swiss brand. I mean, it's not a patent or anything. It's just a design aspect.
But it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Sapphitech crystal, which you know is as scratch resistant as sapphire, 316L stainless steel, water resistance to 30 meters, and it has the reliable Japanese movement on the inside that is running at 32 kilohertz, should be accurate to within 10 to 15 seconds per month. But look at the style and design.
I love the color also of the interior wheels. It's a red, but it's not. It's really appropriate. It's really cool. I love this watch. I really love this watch.
I do too.
Very cool watch.
Just for your own eyeballs.
Very cool watch.
Do you have a favorite?
The black on that one. The gunmetal, rather.
The gunmetal?
Yeah, I'm a gunmetal guy.
We're taking a peek right now at the 45 millimeter.
The gunmetal is cool.
The Bosphorus is an absolutely beautiful watch. You know, it is Sapphitech crystal. It's 30 meters of water resistance, 316L stainless steel, 45 millimeter case, and the Miyota OS 11 movement on the inside.
Very good movement.
Now,
very reliable. One of the best.
I just think that's... Now, sometimes when people think, okay, we are all about Swiss here, when we start talking about Japanese movements, should we worry about the quality of a Miyota movement?
No, the Japanese are
when you think Seiko or Citizen, do you think junky watch?
No, they are the epitome. They're doing a terrific job. They really are. Used to be a time, when I was a kid in the 60s, and
Made in Japan would have been...
Japan was horrible, but they've really come up. They now some of the best products in the world are Japanese. Think of the cars they make. Between Lexus and what's the other one that they make?
Oh goodness! You've got everything from Honda to Toyota to Lexus to Acura to Infiniti, and here you have an incredibly precision Miyota OS 11 movement in there, and that's. I mean, look at the price point on this watch.
So you can get this on your wrist for $39. It's like a joke. How do you do this? And at the end, you pay $194.
For that much style, design. This is brand new. Do you understand? These we're just now releasing these to the world.
Oh, really?
They have not made it
new.
into all the retail outlet yet.
Unbelievable.
There's still people who've never seen these.
This is beautiful.
This is
an
not like
amazing value.
leftover quantity that's
No,
been
this
sitting
is-
in the vault.
This is state of the art. You're doing it. I mean, they're doing a terrific job on the manufacturing side.
Oh,
no
you
doubt.
can tell them it's me.
Congratulations.
But it's,
I'll tell them it's you. Yeah, I'll
it's,
tell them
it's
you.
Wiley
It's
ever
because
since
of
he
you.
got here.
Yeah.
All right. If you like this color variation, which one you want to go to next, Rudy? Oh,
The gunmetal?
What do you think about that?
That is a
I'll let
cool
them get a
looking
close-up shot on either from 3 or 2, and
Wow.
you can tell me in the close-up.
There it is.
Oh.
You know, you can't see it too well.
They're going to come up closer. This is just the beauty shot.
Yeah, let me show it on camera 2 later.
Here, come on up to camera 3 if you would, Rudy, and we'll see if we can get, because our lighting in here, you could do surgery.
It washes it all out. But there's so many details here.
Now that, of course,
there
is
it is.
just the, oh, there we are.
Ah, now you can see it.
Look
at
at that.
What a difference, huh?
Now, what do you think of when you think about a watch with that
that
level
is gorgeous.
of, detail? Would you hand me that cleaning cloth
there you
right
go.
there? Thank you. I've left DNA all over this one. All right, now take a peek. Tell me what you think when you see this level of decoration within the dial. Notice there's multiple layers. You have that kind of sunburst,
You've got- yeah.
almost like a
you got the
hybrid Cote de Genève, but it's
Well,
not
the
quite.
cool thing here is you've got that three-dimensionality. You've got the applique numbers. You've got the dial that has almost 3 levels there with the bridges that are holding the wheels. I mean, this is a lot of technology going on here. For again, I think it's just too low. You're gonna hate me. You know, I'm gonna get emails from the consumers that tell me, get off the damn show because we don't. You're gonna
Don't
raise
tell
the
them that.
prices. You're gonna raise the prices.
Well, I'll tell you, I think eventually the prices do have to go up because
This is unbelievable.
Niso, who is a wonderful, wonderful guy, we love having him on the show.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he always, he spends all
yelling
this
at you for
time
the too low,
birthing
huh?
these
Yeah.
watches,
Right.
after all the style and design.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there has been a modality of we must provide these to as many people as possible
Right.
because we want our brands on people's wrists.
Right. Well, as the brand grows, honestly,
it can't do that, can
as
it?
the brand grows, and with God willing, my input and help in the branding, as these brands grow, the company-owned brands, these prices cannot stand because you're gonna need a little bit more profit to be able to do what we need to do. So this is an opportunity, I think, now, while the brand is still in a growth stage, to pick up amazing, quality watches for prices that probably won't last, and that's the truth.
Well, and certainly as each of these brands becomes more involved in maybe whatever is the catalyst of the brand, as our sport watches maybe get more involved in the sport world,
Yeah.
money has to be spent.
No,
there
you
to
gotta
be
spend
involved.
money, you
and that
gotta
means
spend-
the brand, the price of the product goes up.
Absolutely, yeah. You need to squeeze a little bit more margin to create the brand, and of course that's why watches, expensive Swiss watches are expensive, because a big portion of that money goes to the promotion and building of the brand name, so the consumer can appreciate the fact that they've got something that's popular on the wrist. In order for these brands to grow, we need to have a little bit more profit spent, and therefore I think these prices are an incredible opportunity right now today, because I don't see this lasting. This is a little too low.
I want you to notice it with what I'm wearing right now. With wearing the gold cufflinks and wearing the suit.
It's gorgeous.
This is gold and
gorgeous.
black and white. This is
Yeah, it's
exactly what
gorgeous.
I'm wearing.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're wearing.
And
It's gorgeous.
when you were wearing the gunmetal against the dark jeans, the blue shirt, and your jacket, it looked great.
Niso is doing an amazing job designing these watches. I
But
have
and
to
this
tell you.
doesn't look like anybody else's watch.
No, it's very unique. This is very unique.
In the car world, I hate cars that look like everybody else's
yeah,
car.
yeah.
I love things that are unique. And in the
Yeah.
watch world, what gets my attention, like with the Matador,
Yeah.
was that double barrel. It looked so unique. Here is a watch with these 2 bridges, the literally the rotating
It's
subdials.
very inspired, really is.
And do you know what they've done? Now go ahead and give me camera 2 if you could, please. I'm going to back it out just a little bit. Is they have used, this is a secret, and you know this. In the watch world, if it's a quartz movement, you can use a lighter case than you would use for an automatic.
Right.
Niso, the mad genius, has decided that even our quartz movements are going to have the heavy cases. Feel the weight of that,
Yeah, no,
and
I
that's
felt it.
not usually.
When I had it on my wrist, I
And
realized
then
that, yeah.
he's decided that all the watches that he could possibly put deployant clasps on, he is.
Right.
And
That's a value. That's a terrific value.
And it really does look, you know, it really is just amazing. I love the fact. If you decide to stick with us for a few minutes, I would love for you to stay with us, because probably in the last 5 minutes of the show, I'm going to be doing wrap up.
Okay.
So that'll give you a chance to
I'd
steal
love,
out, get home, and
I'm having too much
all
fun.
that stuff.
I'm not going there. Having too much fun.
I'm
This is
delighted
great.
that you were here.
Stuff.
Do you like, which one? Pick one. You have
My
the gunmetal,
favorite-
you have
my
the
favorite-
silver, or you have the gold?
Personally, it's the gunmetal for me.
It's the gold.
Because you know what? You see
that looks perfect with what you're wearing.
You know, those red elements.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. See? See, against what you're wearing right there, look how that pops.
It's amazing. It's just
I
gorgeous.
mean, that looks good. Okay, look at that. That's like a photo shoot for the
it's
watch
cool.
right there.
Isn't that a cool watch?
But see, this is what gets my eye, is notice that even when you hold perfectly still, you can see the movement inside of there. You don't usually get that in a watch, which is why I love the Matador. It's why I love this watch. It gets
This is a hot
people's
watch.
attention.
So $200 total, $40 gets it on the wrist. It's unbelievable. You guys are giving amazing value here. Really.
Well, we're going to shift gears one more time, because we're going to have to go to something just a little different. It's an all Swiss made watch. And it certainly is one that I think is absolutely gorgeous. Now, do we have any beauty shots on this, or are we coming straight in live? Well, it's one of the watch brands that I absolutely, really do appreciate. Frederick Constant.
Sure.
I mean, I'm going to let you take a moment just to take a peek at that. We're going to hold on this one shot of the Lucien Piccard. I want you to just to take a look at it for a second. Jenny, would you hand me that cleaner right there just for a second? And
Peking Paris. I don't know the story of this watch, Dub. Maybe you can bring me up to speed over here.
Frederick Constant
No, I'm
is...
not afraid that the fact that it says Peking Paris in the back. What is that?
Oh, you know, that actually was basically an automobile trek from Peking to Paris. In fact...
Oh, the race!
In fact...
Oh, that's what that is.
If you remember Spiker Automobiles, they actually created a concept car called Peking to Paris.
Right.
And Frederick Constant has done a great job with... I'm sorry, the audience is probably waiting to see this watch. Let me go ahead and pull that up on camera too. My apologies, audience out there. We're chatting away. We're having such a good time with take a peek at that and just look at how gorgeous that is. Now, what really caught your attention is when we flip this over, and we'll flip over to camera 3 in just a second, so you can see what. Look at that rotor.
Look at that rotor. It's just gorgeous. Peking Paris. This is the epitome of a Swiss watch at its highest level. It really is. A lot of detail in the movement. Even look at the colors of the rotor. And that rotor is that's a pretty hefty rotor. Really,
isn't that beautiful?
It's just gorgeous.
Now, the limited edition here is to only 1,888 pieces. This is number 152.
Interesting.
So understand that, you know, there's...
How many of these do you have?
Albert, how many of these do we have in the vault?
Okay, and I also noticed that you have the adjustable strap feature there too. You can actually.
Don't you love that?
Yeah, that's very good.
Now there is, as he was talking about, there is a dual push button, single scissor deployant.
Yeah.
Now all you have to do is feed this through to the appropriate size.
Yeah.
That is your wrist, and once that's through there and that locks into place,
that's it.
The deployant clasp does the job. It means the leather strap is going to last so much longer because it's taking the stress off of what normally would wear out that leather strap.
Exactly right.
Now, as you're taking that peek back there, you're looking into the beating heart of the watch.
Gorgeous, just gorgeous.
And normally you get to see the Côte de Genève back there, but look what they've done to that rotor, honoring the race from Peking to Paris.
So that's 152 out of 1888.
Correct.
And you know what? This particular dial, for some reason, doesn't really show the colors of what's going on. Maybe we're washing it out with too much light.
We have way too much light in here. I wonder if I can tone that down. Give me a second.
So the markers, there you go. The markers are rose gold.
I'm trying to get just enough shadow so that you can see
You
it
see
better.
the rose gold markers? Now,
Yes.
in a normal lighting situation, you see those markers. It is very, very understated.
Come back to camera 3 for a second for me.
Very understated, but yet it's got a very rich look. Those markers are beautiful.
They're going to go to
A lot
camera
of
3
detail
just for
here.
a second. I'm going to see if I can take care of a little bit of our lighting. Ah.
Okay, see that right there? Move it there. There you go. You see those markers? You see the hands on the marker? They're rose gold. Just gorgeous. Beautiful watch. This is really, really a handsome looking watch.
That is,
Beautiful.
look at that.
There you go. That's it.
And you realize everything that you're seeing on here is hand applied. Now, what we haven't focused on, and I'm going to let this creep up on you, it's a $3,395 watch that we're selling for $1,159.
$11.59, yeah. Beautiful. That's an amazing
mean,
value.
look
It's a
at
limited
that.
edition for everything. Normally, you can't even find. In the world that I come from, limited editions are just not discounted.
Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Now, this, I'm going to go ahead because we've got just
Running out
a
of time,
few
really?
minutes. No,
That's
how much
it?
time do we have
We're having
left?
too much fun.
Oh, we got
Oh,
20
we got
minutes. We
20
got
minutes.
plenty of
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Oh, less than 5 of these.
Oh, we got 5.
So these are
Let's-
selling out now.
So wait a minute. You had originally how many? So we sold a bunch of them already.
Yeah, these are so less than 5. In
So
other
we're
words,
down
that
to
means it's
4
in the
now.
system is heading out. So if you want one
Yeah.
of these,
Well, you know what? They recognize the value of this one. This is an amazing watch.
well, I also want to encourage everybody that if you can go ahead and hold it for the $232 and you get it home and you decide, you know, if you have that buyer's regret,
Right.
you know, as long as it's still in the packaging, you can send it back. But you're not going to have to pay for the shipping for it to come to you. You don't pay for the shipping
Wow.
for it to come home. You only have to put $232 down, and you're able to get a limited edition piece that honors that race. Because they do lots of
So you
things
can
to
get
like
it, get it on your wrist, see how you feel
That's
about
it.
it, look at it, and then make a decision.
All right.
That's amazing.
We're going to shift gears because we know this watch is selling itself. 293865, the Frederick Constant 43 millimeter limited edition vintage rally.
Classic of classics. Gorgeous. Really nice.
Now I want to show you a watch. Now, when you see it at a distance, you don't realize that it is Luminox.
Okay.
I'm going to set this
the
aside.
next one you're gonna
When you
show me?
see that, I'm going to go ahead and look at that.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that just wild? And this is going to blow you away because we're
That's
going to take
great.
$800 off the retail price.
Really.
This
What
is a
that again?
limited edition piece.
$1,400 at $600. Beautiful.
Tony Kanaan is, you know, an incredible race car driver.
Uh-huh.
And when they wanted to do something that kind of just had an homage to
Celebrate
all of him,
Yeah.
here is a race-inspired Luminox. Everything else is military. You know, it's
Right.
land, sea, air, space.
Right.
It's all of these pieces that you just go, that's military, that's tough. Here,
is
everything
race.
down to the carbon fiber embedded into the case.
I
show
just
that
love
too.
that. It's amazing. Now,
You've got
the
genuine carbon fiber.
fiber on the case, and what's the white bezel? How is that applied? Do you have any idea? That's
You know, I believe this may be ceramic, but I don't have the...
it's just a beautiful. It looks
But isn't
like
that just
ceramic,
gorgeous?
doesn't
I'm going to turn that back around and you can take a peek. Come on into camera 3 so that everybody can get a close-up on this. And you are getting, in fact, there is his race car on the back, etched into the back with his
Oh,
signature.
really?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can capture that on camera 3. There it is.
Nice. That is a gorgeous back. Look at that. His race car and everything. That is great. Beautiful.
Of course, it's all Swiss-made, 100 meters of water resistance. Even though it is a leather strap, it's still treated so that you don't have to worry about it. It has an anti-reflective coating on the sapphire crystal. And of course, it's all Swiss-made. It's a limited edition piece. There's only 999. That's it. So here is a price-protected brand. There is less than 1,000 for the world. You have a 3-hand configuration with a continuously operating sweep hand at the 3 o'clock position, 2 additional sub-dials for the chronograph, a reverse large double-wheeled date wheel at the 6 o'clock, black wheel, white lettering. And
Look at that. That's gorgeous. So that green,
His
the
race
green
colors.
His racing colors, huh?
I mean, when
Very
do you see
well-
a
very
Luminox
well
that looks
applied.
like this?
Yeah, very
and
well
of course,
applied.
you have all the tritium-filled tubes that are on the hour
They
indices
still have that
on
feature.
the hands.
Yeah.
Everything is there. And
Look at that. Gorgeous.
$1,400 is what this
I love
went
the shape
for.
of the case. It's
I do too.
very unique. It's unconventional. Very unconventional.
And we're doing it for under $600.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
Gorgeous.
if this was any other Luminox, you know that we couldn't, cut the price like that. You might get it into that $800 price, which is going to go back at midnight tonight.
Right. Oh, really? Oh, I
And when you
see.
see the wow price, when we do the show, these prices that you're seeing up here, like the $5.99, that's only good
for
for the
WOW
weekend.
TV.
That's it.
Oh, so it's a special for
So if
the-
somebody
for the
goes
show.
online right now, they can get it for that price. If somebody buys it through the program, they get it. But at midnight
it.
tonight, it goes back up to the $8.39.
Got it.
So when you see some of our ridiculously low prices, truly, it is just connected to the program.
So I'm right.
You are. We can't sell it all day long for
Yeah,
that.
exactly. You can't keep doing
But
this.
nothing makes the folks here happier than seeing our watches on other people's wrists.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
And
the way-
nothing advertises us better than where did you get that?
word of
I got
mouth.
that
Word
at
of
World
mouth
of
is
Watches.
huge. Yeah, we want you guys to buy them and talk about them.
Let me slip this on just for a second, and then I want you to see how that. Oh, took that right out of frame there. How'd you like that? And you notice
That's
it's
a
got,
racing watch, if I ever saw one. My goodness, that
But you
speaks.
know-
That's screaming racing, you know.
But even with
Screams
what I'm
racing.
wearing right now, the white and the black,
Yeah.
it dresses up,
I
and
love
it's a
the
Luminox.
I love the fact that the strap is so integrated to the design of the watch. It's very, very nice. Very, very perfectly integrated.
Did you say we
It's
have
a
the
very
loom
good-
on this? Let's take a peek. If you step
yeah,
out
you-
into, and again, this is if you're
Very cool.
stepping out, this constantly glows that way,
So
24 hours
two
a day,
colors.
7
This
days a
loom
week.
is two
Correct.
colors, orange and green.
And almost every Luminox has a different pattern.
Right.
Because they can use blue, they can use gold, they can use green.
Yeah, they're
Folks,
they're free to do what they want.
245907 will get you the Luminox Tony Kanaan Special Limited Edition. I think this is an incredible looking watch.
Let me
Yes,
see.
no?
I love it.
I like it. I think it looks fantastic. Let me show you something that's at a completely different price point, and this is one of the watches that, again, how we're able to do this, this is truly a value-based watch all the way around. Redline is our introductory brand to people who want better than what you're going to get at the checkout counter. You know, it's not going to be the watch that you're going to get at, or you might pay this price of $89, but you're not going to get this quality.
Wow.
This has 3 Miyota movements on the inside, each
Three-
with their own individual crown.
Oh, I see. It's three watches.
Notice,
Yeah.
I'll give you, there's
Yeah.
the 2 hidden, and there's our main crown. Notice as you come into that live shot on 2, that you have your main time zone, which is going to be a 3-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, the continuously operating sweep hand, and you also happen to have the large crown that operates it. You have 2 additional time zones right here that are operated by hidden crowns.
Nice.
The watch is in 316L stainless steel. They've used this kind of powder coat finish in a satin instead of using the high
Yeah.
mirror polish. This comes in a variety of colors and styles. This is from our Redline collection. You have a hardened mineral crystal, 316L stainless steel. You have 100 meters of water resistance, and you have the Miyota movements on the inside. All of this and $18 gets it home.
That's unbelievable.
And we're
That's
still
so
going to pay for shipping.
That's unbelievable. That is what a great.
This is one of
That's
the watches.
unbelievable.
I'm going to hand this off. I want
Yeah,
you to
let
be
me-
able to
let me
see
put
this
that on.
because even though it's a large watch, notice the shape
Yeah.
automatically with the lugs drops down so that when it goes on the wrist, regardless of the size of the wrist.
Yeah.
Now, for me, what is your opinion of the larger watches that are out there? Because you notice both you and I grew up in the era of
Yeah,
the
the
30-something millimeter
yeah.
watch, 35, 36,
Yeah.
38.
Well, I think it's a reflection of the confidence of the society you live in today. You know, people are no longer, you know, the small watches reflected the fact that it was a bit. Here you go. Sorry.
And you can point that to 2, and they'll get a close-up of that so you can see how that's wearing.
The smaller watches reflected a society that was not looking to. It was very personal for them. They were
Sure.
they needed their watch to tell time. Today this is a statement. So with a statement, you've got the size of the watch. It needs to be a little bit bigger to make that larger statement. I personally look. The small watches I never liked. I couldn't wear them. I always wore stainless steel bracelet watches because I wanted more substantial look. So when the design aspect came out and we went to 40 millimeter and then 42 millimeter, it was exactly what I was looking for actually. Now this is what? This is 50 millimeter.
This
What
is a 50 millimeter
50
watch.
millimeter, yeah, I can
It's
tell.
called the Jetstream because it's very sleek. It almost looks
Yeah.
like instrumentation that you might find in an aircraft. Notice that even though it has the 3 bolts right there that are kind of an
a lot of
homage to
watch.
what you
I mean,
might
for
find.
$89, my God, that's amazing.
And this is what amazes me is that you're
The
able,
integration of the strap to the case.
you're
is very,
able.
very good.
Doesn't it feel solid?
Yeah, very solid. Looks very
And
nice.
you easily can spend a whole lot more money to get 3 movements in a watch.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to have all the warranty to it. It's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful watch. You can
So
just
again,
see,
for $18,
you can get it
you
home.
get this on your wrist.
And if someone's looking for a holiday gift,
crazy.
and remember, you have money back guarantee on the watch, be able to return it for the next, all the way through January 31st.
Yeah.
But you're also going to love the fact
crazy.
that if you're looking to try to get into the larger watch world, but you're afraid, like, I don't want to spend $200 on, a diesel.
Yeah. This is a great way to
or
get in.
an Invicta.
Great way to get in. Yeah.
Here's a great way to get one of the watches. Because
for $89, my goodness, what a deal!
We're the number one.
You've got the screw. The strap
Yes.
is screwed in. It's
Yes.
not. It's not. It's. Well, I don't know if you saw that.
We're going to grab a Luminox.
The classic
series.
blue Luminox. Great.
Now, do you like when the Luminoxes have pops of color like this?
Yeah. This is the original. This is the original design that new Luminax is known for.
Okay, just before we come to live, pick that up. This is the polycarbonate.
Wow, what is
That's
this?
PC carbon.
Wow, it's light as
Were you a little
feather.
surprised?
I was.
Because when I see some of our Luminoxes, they're heavy. And this is the one you think,
Yeah,
is
this
this
light as
child's...
a feather. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's not child's plastic.
No,
It's
this
PC
is-
carbon. You'll find this in aircraft. You'll find this
Yeah.
in race cars. It's a super durable material.
Well, this is what I was saying about Jean-Claude Biver. He's the one who originally in Hublot brought these space age materials, and now, of course, it's made its way down to the more affordable watches. So now this whole watch is made of this material, which is so light. It's just so beautiful.
And just to kind of give you an idea of how tough this PC carbon is, unirotating bezel and 200 meters of water resistance within that case.
Very
Now,
cool.
when you talk about a screw down back, this truly is a screwed down back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that is gorgeous. And you've got the seal logo
Yep, the
there.
seal logo right there,
Yeah.
because this was designed with their help. They gave the specifications. They wanted something like, I don't want to even know I'm wearing the watch.
Right.
And I certainly don't want anyone else to know I'm wearing the watch.
Right.
So it needs to be blacked out. It needs to be easy to read at a glance. I need to be able to, if I'm coming, being launched from a submarine, to be able to come in at 200 meters. I need everything about this watch to meet military
Well,
spec.
one thing you can't, in this medium, I love the medium of television to sell watches, but one thing you can't do is feel the watch. Unfortunately, this thing is very, very light.
Well,
it's
and-
lighter than titanium, that's for sure.
Well, and there is a titanium version of some of these watches,
Yeah.
and the stainless steel.
Yeah.
This, and also the ones that they make for the Space Exploration Corporation. You want to talk about a lightweight one where everything that goes into space has an astronomical price?
Right, right.
The watch is, you would think that the box is heavier than the watch. This is incredible all the way around. I love the pop of color. Of course, you do have the tritium-filled tubes. Those tubes are constantly glowing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have a 3-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, and I believe, where's our continuously operating sweep hand at? It's there, it's right there,
It's
the 3
behind.
o'clock
It's
position.
behind the 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's still sweeping around. You have 2 additional sub-dials for the chronograph. Simple hit of the pusher at the 2 o'clock is our start, our stop, and of course our reset, and we have a traditional date wheel at the 4 o'clock position.
Beautiful.
And we have the
lumen.
luminous. Wait till you see the
I want to see the
lumen
lumen
on
on
this.
this.
See, now they've used the blue. Everyone
The
has
blue,
a little
yeah.
bit different
Yeah.
color configuration to it, and real Luminox aficionados. Hey, they came back. You've got to give me warning on that. Welcome to live television. I like this
I'd
a
wear
lot.
this watch. This is a watch I would be interested in buying.
But you know what?
actually.
You won't even remember.
So I do a lot of biking, a lot of mountain biking.
And look at the
Be great
length
for that.
of the strap. It took a bit for me to figure out that the extra long length on this strap is if you want to wear this over a wetsuit.
Ah.
Because I'm thinking, who is the person that's going to wear this? Well, of course, it's
There you
for the
go.
wetsuit.
There you go.
I think the watch looks
Makes
incredible. Not $925. The $647 is the best bargain price you're going to find out there unless you're watching the program or until midnight tonight through our website. $459.99 for the technological highlight.
Last one.
And that's incredible.
Wait, is this the last one?
$92.
How many
No,
do you have of the Luminox?
I actually have one more over here. I'll let you take a peek at that while I.
No, but on that watch.
Ooh, how many of these do we have left, Albert, of the black Luminox? They're going to pull that up for us because I think this really looks good. I love Luminox because it's just like you said. You notice even from a distance, you can tell that's a Luminox.
This is the classic Luminox. This is what you. This is what the.
How did you describe it when somebody uses a singular design?
Mono brand.
Mono brand, because it really does become the one image that people recognize and they know.
Right.
Now, when you see this, I know that your wife loves very feminine, very traditional.
Style. Yeah, this is That's
so tell me about the lady as you hold
Can't
up the
sell
camera
this to
too.
me, unfortunately.
But maybe you, as the watch expert, can tell us what lady might be interested in the beautiful 38mm modern Mariner.
This is the one with the mother of pearl.
Yes.
We talked about this. This is.
We talked about it in preview. Now here they get to see it
this
live.
is a preview. Okay, gotcha.
Now here we are with a 38mm watch, mother of pearl dial, all Swiss-made sapphire crystal. You happen to have that beautiful special treated white leather strap that is water resistant, so you can take it in the water. And you have the 3-hand configuration with a date complication and 200 meters of water resistance.
Look, this is for the girl. This is for the girl who does it all. No doubt about it. I mean, this is a watch you can wear while you're working out. You can wear it. You don't have to worry about. This is for a girl who is active, no doubt. An active girl, and she wants a watch to be as active as she is, but yet beautiful. Because the beauty here is the mother of pearl dial. It gives it that feminine aspect as well. But this is for, this is not for a shrinking violet. This is a real deal. This is a real deal. Very tough watch, but yet feminine. So.
And I think what you're also getting is there's a lot of gentlemen that love to wear Luminox. Gentlemen, this is a great gift idea for maybe that lady in your world that maybe you are the very active person. You love to hike and bike and you love to surf. On the last Luminox, only 44. And of course, we do have a reasonable quantity of over 100 of these. So there is still time, but it's going to go back up to 362 at midnight tonight.
Right. And it's a great value. At $56 to get it on your wrist for the holidays, I think this is an amazing gift.
And you know, what I love about nacre or mother of pearl is it has been used as a valuable commodity for thousands of years. People have recognized the value of it. Think about people trading with shells in the islands because of the beauty of what was on the inlay of the inside. Here, having that ever so artfully removed, and then to see it polished, to see it brought in.
Well, I'll tell you, that's how those natives made so much money. They became millionaires because the Swiss watch industry swept in and bought all their inventory of shells. I'm kidding. All those natives are today wearing, the watches we're selling.
Gucci. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, 236778 will get you the Luminox 38mm modern Mariner. And I think any lady out there would certainly appreciate that. Now, it's for a very special lady, as we said, the active go-getter, confident lady. And if you have somebody out there
what I love about this, not to interrupt, but look at again, I love that logo. Now, it's a three-dimensional logo. If you look at the mother of pearl, it's applied on the mother of pearl, but then you look at that red outline, it's got three-dimensionality. That's what makes this watch recognizable. They're very far thinking about the way that they're designing the watch.
I think they've done a beautiful job with it.
They've done a good job on this.
And I am delighted that we're able to offer this to you not at $600, but at only $362 at midnight on Sunday. But right now, $279 for the beautiful Luminox Ladies 38mm Modern Mariner. I am so really glad that we have this for you, but I also want to give you a recap. Now, if you're just tuning in, don't worry. The values are good until midnight tonight, which means you have just over 3 hours and 4 minutes before we have to take those prices and put them back to what keeps the lights on here in the building, because as you said, those prices are way too low.
Yep.
I am so glad that you're still with us. Let me show you what's happened over the last 3 hours. No, you're trying to raise the prices. We're going to give a recap right now, and you can just kind of tell us what you think about some of these. This is the Lucien Picard 45mm, but tins of multifunction. You have 4 subdials, all controlled by that onion-style crown. Yes or no on this one? You like that?
I love it.
But you know, it's that kind of an old world style.
It's a classic, very, very classic Swiss old world watch, absolutely.
But it's in a modern size.
It's a modern size, and you've got that three-dimensionality with the... Is that dial... I'm sorry, I didn't see the watch. What's the background of that dial? Is that...
It is. It's kind of a
It's a
stippled or
carbon-
textured
It's
back
just a
there.
texture. Oh, it's not carbon fiber. Okay.
No, they've kept it
Gotcha.
very classic in its
Classic.
material.
Gotcha.
28885, and that's going to get you the Lucien Picard 45mm Potenza multifunction. Right behind that is going to be that beautiful
Now that I
Gucci.
love. That's a beautiful.
Jenny loves it. You
Yeah,
love it.
I
This
love
is a
that
popular one all the way
very
around. From the
stylish.
house of Gucci.
Very
Don't let that
stylish.
one get away from you. It's the 40mm G Coupe stainless steel, that brown dial, elegant all the way around. And I love the stories as you were giving reflections of the house of Gucci and how it became who it is today
Great
in the
stories
watch
with this.
world.
Yeah, there's more to be talked about with Gucci and some of the inside stories. We'll talk about that at Chat Time by Duran.
We look forward to it. 167387. And the next watch is, oh, how about the Swiss Legend? 52mm Neptune. This watch has a Swiss movement on the inside, and at this price point, we're also giving them the watch winder.
Uh-huh.
So
Beautiful.
this watch comes in its own watch winder that's both AC/DC power, so you can plug it in at home, or it has a battery
That's
option
an
as
amazing
well.
value, $129
And
with a watch. Usually just a winder. is
I
about
know.
100
Well,
bucks.
I don't understand it.
Amazing. Well,
So-
also it's aptly named. That looks. I mean, Neptune is the right name for this watch. Look
It's
at that.
gorgeous. It's a great watch to take out in the water or really anywhere. 146682, and right behind that. How about the Big Bang King Black Magic?
All right. Well, what can I tell you? You're asking me my vote. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you blow as you blow. I mean, this is
It's
rare.
$9,000
It's
off
rare.
the retail price.
Rare
and
to
it's
see
brand
this.
new in the box with the papers. Every time we've put this up here, people have bought them.
You still have this available? Even? I
There
think
may
maybe
be
they're
just in
sold
one or
out.
two.
I don't
It
know
may
if-
be.
Yeah, you might.
278-496 will get you the Hublot Big Bang King Black Magic 43mm. We love this watch. I'm wearing it, worn it all night tonight. Ceramic and titanium.
So who's the lucky person who's going to get the watch with your DNA on it?
And of course, hopefully me.
Jean
Richard, the
Richard.
41mm 1681
Classic
is an absolutely
of classics.
gorgeous watch all
Yeah.
the way around. And I think this
Very
is a
classic.
beautiful classic
Very
timepiece.
classic.
Not at $5,000, but under $1,200. $200 gets it home.
Yeah,
We are so very. How much time do we have where the show is gone? Friends
40
and
seconds.
family, we look forward to you joining us next week. We have more things coming right at you, including Megan Harris coming back, and that's going to just probably quadruple our attendance. I am so glad that you are here. You have given an outstanding insight into the watch world. Promised you'll come back on here.
I'd love to do this again. I'm going to be around, so I'm here.
And we also are going to be tweeting with you live next week. And as soon as we can get the phone in here, we're going to start calling you and giving away prizes and all sorts of good stuff. Watch to see what happens. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much
We
for
look
having
forward
me.
to seeing you soon.
A lot
We'll
of
catch
fun.
you
This is
online.
great.
Thanks for watching with us. Good night.